What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am, of course, your host, Crash, and with me, I've got my co-host in the building, Meza, of course, here. Always dapper, always just chilling with us. And we've got Static G, fresh from the desert, fresh from cooking himself, 100 plus 10 degrees, stadiums full of thousands of people. He's fresh from EVO. Welcome back, homie.
No tan.
Thank you.
No tan. Yeah, the brother didn't get any darker. He stayed on the inside. True gamer tan. Didn't even hang out by the pool. He was just about the button presses and the salty sweets. That's what it was about, right? Of course. So, hey, welcome back, sir. Nothing better to get into than a show after a weekend of fun. EVO 2023 behind you now.
Yeah, it was quite the weekend. Lots going on.
Just, a lot.
Yeah, go ahead. Nope, go ahead. Yeah, just a lot going on.
He's mentally drained for many reasons, guys, but we're gonna pick his brain for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick his brain for sure.
Things like that.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of things you gotta get tested for.
Oh God, stop it! Don't remind me.
But yeah, so guys, welcome. This is episode 333. First episode post EVO 2023, recorded on the 8th of August. Normally we do record on Mondays. We did tweet out it was going to be a day late because Static had to make journey back home. But first of all, hope safe travels to everyone that is still traveling, still getting home. You know, some people still hitting them slots, hitting them tables, them crap tables, whatever it may be, the roulettes out in Vegas, still making their way back home. Safe travels to everybody. It was an experience to watch, and I'm sure it was an experience to be there. Sad we two of us couldn't make it, but it is what it is. We always got next year and then some, because there've been plenty of announcements that have come out. But yeah, talk about an event, man. So this episode, just forewarning for everybody, this episode is gonna be a little bit longer because there's a lot that went down, just a lot that we every year we're expecting a lot of stuff from EVO, but damn, there's just a lot that came through that showed up, a lot of trailers, a lot of announcements, and really just a lot of incredible matches. But that's like kind of a given, but it was just a lot to take in, and I'm gonna keep saying a lot, just a heads up there. But there was plenty to go around. So this episode is gonna go a little bit longer than usual. So for all our awesome listeners out there, we appreciate y'all. A little extra for y'all, and we do expect to actually come up with a couple of videos that we're gonna be posting out this week, not just from the highlights from this show, but maybe a couple little added pieces we can extend on. So if you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to us over on YouTube at Double Tap FGC. Go hit that little notification bell and all that to see when the new highlights, including the full episodes of the podcast, will be live there. But let's get into it, man.
I've got two shout outs.
Before we get into it, we got shout outs. Oh, okay.
First was while I was playing Marvel or waiting for my matches, I noticed Screwbex came up to me, a classic Super Scroll player. He says, "Hey man, I'm a fan of the I heard scroll, but I wasn't sure if he said show." So I said, "Oh snap, thanks man. Wait, did you say scroll or the show?" And he goes, "Oh." And I said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." the one scroll player that I was like, everybody sort of like, looks up to as well, him and Hi, I'm Nasty. I was just an honor. It was an honor. So Screwbex, appreciate you. Hit me up and talking just shortly about the show, just theory crafting. The one scroll player I don't hate, because scroll players hate each other. Second was Oscar or AirTag Oscar. He's the usual
local legend.
Yeah, local legend. We were talking while we were getting on the flight yesterday, and I was like, I asked if he ever talked about the show. He says, yeah, sometimes I listen to it while he's doing work, while he's working out, or just at work, and he just like needs something to listen to. So I'm just like, cool, that's awesome. Yes, he's local guy, but again, just another shout out. I figured I'd share.
Absolutely. Well. It's weird. Like, listen, these are all some people that listen to the show. Like, I don't know about you guys. I don't tell a lot of the homies like that. Like, you know, the FGC homies, they just know. It's weird. Like, people have just recognized, because we used to do the show live at a local venue. So people used to just go into these local sessions and just see us do the show. But we don't tell a lot of people about it. But like, it's really interesting to hear when homies that I don't expect would be listening would actually go ahead and listen, because they're just friends. It's like, just talk to us, right? Just talk to us. We're I guess we're easy to listen to, but we're not hard to find either. That's the thing. Like, we're always out and about. But yo, shout outs, for real, awesome. Thanks for the shout outs, Static. Appreciate that. We do. And mad love to everybody that does listen to the show. Everybody that does, support us just by listening. It does wonders for us.
And one last thing, there was one in the Discord today from Karnowski. I don't know if you saw. Or
yeah. You know what? Let me throw that one in there. I know it's a little bit of a long-winded intro, guys, but it's Evo puts things into perspectives at times. But yeah, shout out to Karnowski. He's actually he's an awesome listener. He's in our Discord, mash.g4/Discord. If you guys want to join with our awesome community out there, and just he just gave us props on the show. He first listened at Evo 2016, and that's how he got started on listening to the show. Because that was his first Evo, and this previous Evo's kind of had him nostalgic, and he went and listened to that original episode and gave us some awesome props. But greatly appreciated, homie, for sure. This is why we do it. We do it because out of the love of it. We're all on the grind. We all got a passion for it. Anyway, it could help others, whether it's making sure you got your information from the latest games, trailers, announcements, or even if it's little hidden tech or lore and such out there from whether it's the community, the games themselves. If it supports you and helps you in any way, whether you're a player, a spectator, someone who's advocating for something in the scene, if we can support it, we're about it. We can help in any way. We're for it too. So thank you once again for the kind words in the Discord. It was not needed. You didn't have to do that, but it was much appreciated, and nothing but love for sure from all of us here. All right.
Exactly. All right.
So after that long-winded intro, sorry about that. Sorry, Joe. We've got, like I said, a bunch of Evo stuff to get into, and we're gonna structure this on terms of a lot of announcements that went down. So let's jump into it. We're gonna go into let's just go into the belly of the beast, man. Project L. Project L had a showing shortly before Evo, and had a lot coming up at Evo. And I don't want to say I'm not dissatisfied. I think what they came out with was great, and I think it was more of an experience if you were there, obviously, because you can play the game. I think, Static, you had a chance to play the game. You actually got into the line to play.
Played about 3 times.
About 3 times.
Okay. How long was that wait?
Not long at all. Maybe
that's pretty good.
10 minutes. They had 48 setups.
Oh.
Yeah.
They had how many setups?
148. One line for stick and one line for D-pads.
I saw they had cabs.
Yes. Oh, well, not cabs, but setups both sides.
No, they had cabs. I saw screenshots of it, or videos of it. Well, those cabs you can sit down on.
It wasn't necessarily a cab. They had like, I guess you could say it's a cab, but it's a table and a double-sided and 2-sided TVs.
Oh, that's like what they have at like conventions like PAX East and stuff like that when they do like Marvel events and stuff. I remember that type of stuff.
Yeah, and
it's not really a cab.
Consoles inside. Right. So it was sort of like that for basically for both sides, and it was basically recommended for like 4 people playing.
Gotcha.
Now, one time I did do 1v2, and it was actually boring. It was myself versus my brother and my friend and it was boring from my side. I'm like, what do I do? How do I I can't tell anybody to tag in for me and fight for me while I take a breather or something.
Oh, really? So you were
in Marvel, but
I was about to say, of all the people, I thought you'd just be chilling on that, since that's just a standard versus game. So you were actually feeling that the game. You felt like you would enjoy the game more with it was an actual partner with you?
Yes, because you're focused on your character rather than focused on 2 characters. And I know it sounds weird coming from a Marvel player, but it's definitely a it feels more like a team-based game.
Okay,
it's purpose for that.
So. So besides that, so we got the line wasn't as bad. Luckily, that's awesome, because I could only imagine they assumed it was going to be insane. to play. That was gonna have a lot of people wanting to play. So it's cool that they managed to hold that down. What were your like? I mean, who would you play? I just want to know, who were you feeling? We had 4 characters. We had Darius, you had Echo, you had Ari, and Yasuo, who was announced. And even though we pointed out like there was already videos of showing him in a playable build, so it wasn't really that big of a announcement. But he ended up being the 4th character in there to make it a 2v2.
I couldn't help but use Echo just because of
You would use Echo, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I knew you would.
Well, if you bring up the footage, if you've found it yet, yeah, he's obviously the mix-up character that I guess I would like to use. Just the movement abilities. The other ones I just wasn't feeling. I tried out what's her name? Ari? Yeah. I gave her a try. I didn't like it. Yasuo, I think I had him as my partner. So when I was playing by myself, I tried him. I didn't like him either. He felt a little slow, unless you're Marlin Pie. But other than that, hey, that's not my footage.
It's not your footage. Yeah.
Other than that, I did like. What was that?
I only say that's surprising because Yipes was saying like Ari's kind of like the Marvel character. So if you want to play Marvel character, Ari's it.
Oh, okay.
She's Psylocke with an air dash, it seems.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
But in my opinion, just the Echo movement is where I like to play. Whereas, yeah, Ari has that movement, but like Echo has the mix, in my opinion.
Static will always go for the schmicks. Like, understand that is just the player he is.
For style.
Street Fighter 6. Like, if you play him with Chun-Li, he'll always check if you recover backwards. If you recover backwards, he's gonna try to mix you on the next knockdown because he's like, oh, I'm gonna do it because this mix works on back recovery.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, also his super, I didn't notice it until I got hit with it. Well, I did it, and if he gets hit in his super, he recovers, goes back in time, and hits you in the middle of it, and the super activates. And I was like, dog, that was cool. Like, we didn't know what happened at first, and I was like, I want it.
Yeah, it's tailored to like how his ult is in actual League, where he actually gets to rewind and just completely reset the entire situation.
Sort of like the movie.
Yeah, exactly. The show, excuse me, exactly. Can you believe they're making a game out of the show? It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, so you got to play with Echo and Ari. Did you sit down with any other characters? Like, did you play with Darius?
So my homie did use Darius a lot. He did like him a lot. He's like a bigger character, like Juggernaut.
The big bodies, yeah.
Yeah, so it was interesting. Again, we wouldn't really get to do much. It was a lot of saving each other. Well, at least the most that we could. I felt like the green bar was it took a little long to get started, to go back up. I don't know how it activates. I know how to activate it. I just don't know how to regenerate that bar.
The burst or the dynamic save.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a resource that you have scarcely, you know.
Now that you mention it does take a while for that to fill.
So it's sort of like Guilty Gear, but the only difference is the more you get hit, it goes up more. So just treat it like Guilty Gear. A little bit more volatile, though, because it's slower than Guilty Gears. I would imagine.
It was... Some were saying 2 out of 3 you can do, or first to 2. So I didn't really get to play that much. So what I did was, I just wanted to do the combos that I thought was possible. Thing is, they released that morning a how to play video the first morning. Yeah. And I took from that, the best that I could was I just did like launcher combos that I took from there. Yeah. So like when I was using Echo, I just did like I actually was did like Tatsunoko type stuff. The morning that the game was not announced, but like that video came out, I was at a cafe at my hotel and I went downstairs and talked to, I didn't get his name, but he's the only one who at that time had the lanyard for Project L. And I asked him, I said, hey, so about the level 3 supers. The level 3 supers are down both special inputs. And I was concerned. I'm like, what if you don't have like a macro? Like, is there a priority system? Or what type of, like, what if I get special 2 or special 1 when I wanted a special level 3? And he says, well, the specials actually do cancel out. So like it will prioritize level 3 if you are pushing both. Something along those lines. Yeah, so I did want to ask him about that because
It's pretty cool.
again, with a button that only buttons that are only specials, you might get something other than the other. So, and then the down input's kind of not too concerning, but just something you have to remember going through.
I was gonna say you're notorious for not liking down inputs. You complain about that shit with Chun-Li and Street Fighter 6 all the time.
It's so dog shit.
I like it more for an install, like Percival. It makes most sense to me.
Not for a DP.
To have it. No, not at all.
DP should be DP motion. That's why they're called DPs.
Right. Yeah. That brings up that whole thought.
Yeah, I understand if they're difficult depending on your controller skill or just your controller in general.
True.
I learned a long time ago. I remember specifically when I learned it because I'm like, why do I get Fireball and why do I get DP? So then, it was in Guilty Gear Reload when I was looking at the training mode and just seeing it Z motion. But again, we're talking about Product L. I think it's super easy. The supers, there's a lot of variants to certain supers. So the special one for Echo was dealing with that ball. I didn't know exactly how to deal with it, but I did read as they had on the list, they had like command lists around the TV.
Yeah, I saw they had it like around each screen.
Yeah, it was saying how to input certain things or how to do certain moves. So like it said the ball in order to do that. Yeah. So like Echo, we're gonna do a quick rewind though, because we actually do gotta cut real fast to go hit our ad break. But we'll be right back. We're gonna have some more Project L coverage coming through from Evo and of course Static's experience. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. We hit the rewind button. We're good. All right, so we left off. Too long. Yeah.
yeah. You were stating earlier on just like how the supers, the priority system and all that. When it came to the
that's
supers,
something I was super interested in. However, one other thing that so the super moves, the level 3s. So here's the thing. In one of I didn't get footage because the camera died, but me and my friend were playing. I died as Echo. One of their guys died as a character, and then I don't know if it was their person died or mine died, but we both had level 3. So the other guy who was Darius goes first and does a level 3 super. So then my buddy, he's like, all right, I'm gonna do it too. So they both do it at the same time. I guess the second super always works. Sort of
always
like
wins. Okay.
Yeah, sort of like how what's that game? Street Fighter 4 Ultras. Second super worked and won. So like it was really hype. The thing is, the entire weekend, like we saw them hanging out, and my brother, my friend brought it up to them like, yeah, we won, and they like didn't even pay attention. So we're like, all right, either something's wrong, like they really don't like us, or something else. And then my friend found out, yeah, they like drank a whole bunch one morning. But
okay.
So the thing is, like, I'm just bringing it up because it's just funny how like the camaraderie that you can have with two other people, as compared to those guys, compared to the other two people that we played in the last day, they were like, I only played it twice, and then when I started doing air combos, they're like, yo, he's lying, he knows what he's doing, or this guy knows what I'm just like,
you one of those influencers,
casuals.
Yeah, the character that spoke to me most is who I can play. Like, I think that the game translates well in that aspect. Like, you got a character that you would like. However, I don't understand the assist in my that much, to be honest.
It's a little different flavor from like your usual Marvel-esque kind of feel.
Well, yeah, especially since your character can come in and assist for you, or not assist for you, but you are the one who controls your assist, not the point character, but the assist character does something, or they push the assist button for it.
Okay, so I can explain that because I was learning a lot on the side. So the second player will always be able to control the assist and the brakes for you. So they're going to be the ones kind of like looking out for you.
And they push the assist button, and it's up to the point character to push the handshake button to change.
Yes. So they said they wanted this connection to make sure that you feel like you're working together, and that one person, kind of like in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, isn't setting up for everything and then you having to react to it. Now you're a team. You're doing stuff to save your partner. Your partner's not just choosing when he wants to be saved. It's more like a reasonable situation, right? You're like, oh, you should save me now, or nudge me to save me now, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, you're right. And then there's the Last Stand, which somebody hit us with it, some Ari player, and it did they weren't kidding when they said it does massive damage. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, and it's not an X Factor move. It's just it's an extra combo or just a special move that your assist character can do as they are dead. So that would mean the dead player does that whenever they get an opportunity.
Okay, I can actually also elaborate on that. So when you're normally doing a normal, so two things. When you're doing a handshake assist, if you have the ability for handshaking, which is that little orange square that you see, or whatever object you want to call it, that allows them to switch up to 2 times. So point character gets to switch.
That's the groove.
Yes, but when it comes to just regular assisting, they only have 3 seconds. So they're on a 3-second cooldown. When it's regular assisting and they're alive. When they're dead, it's a 10-second cooldown for that last stand assist to come back.
Oh, okay. I was actually gonna ask if you could do that more than once. Yeah, yes. It might be because it's like the Last Stand is when your one character is dead and you reach a certain limit in terms of your health. So it's basically end game. It's not something you're gonna get very early on. It's not level 3 X Factor you can get from the rip. As soon as all characters dead, it's available. It's at the end of the probably tail end of the match. So
right. That's probably why I never saw it again, because we were dead.
Somebody died. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can also, if I remember off the top of my head, you can also still burst or break combos even if your assist is dead.
Yes, you can. Yeah, dynamic save / burst is available to you. Even it's the weirdest thing to see that.
So slow.
It would be so sick. Listen, I'm gonna just give an extra 2 cents real quick. If your character is dead, just make them a spectral form or whatever from the what Viego is and shit from the Shadow Isles and all that, to make it look like it's their spirits, to be okay, look, they're dead, so they come back as with this little effect to kind of show it just goes with the lore of the game. It kind of looks good, it makes sense during the gameplay, because it still throws me off to see them if they're knocked out, but then they still come back. It's what?
They can't do that because Gangplank actually has a skin like that, unfortunately.
Oh, a lot of people. I'm about to say a lot of people got a skin.
He was the first, though. He was the first.
Was he? I thought it was Karma.
Yeah, he was the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Go on.
There's just cool stuff in this game that I didn't think they would add, and it seems like defensive mechanics are really insanely strong, but they all have flaws to them, which is not normal for any fighting game. Everything just either sucks or is really, really too overpowered or overtuned. Did you feel like that? It was like that, Gabe, where you were playing with some of the mechanics on defense? You feel like they were kind of balanced for you?
I'm sorry, repeat it.
Did you feel like the defensive mechanics were really good? Because how they have push block costs 1 meter, you have the retreat function. Did you feel like
push block was 1 meter?
Yes, it costs 1 meter. You probably never.
Was I doing it wrong then? Because I never. I was playing. So here's the thing.
It said, "Wait, it's 1 meter." Hold up.
I was playing on pad, and I didn't use the parry button, but I did use sort of the push block. And was it push block is the forward one, right?
The one
if you block and push forward and the 2 buttons, because I was doing block and the back buttons. Man, you got
okay. You were doing a retreat. You were doing a retreat.
Yeah.
We'll watch the trailer. Don't worry. So all right. So kind of to close out the final thoughts, because we will be, like I said, we will be talking more about this game, even outside of the podcast. Make sure to go subscribe to the YouTube. But so you're primarily you've played just a slew of different fighting games over the years. Coming from the Marvel side, as a Marvel player, are you feeling like Marvel players might have an easier time picking up this game, or like you said earlier, I know you kind of hinted that it feels different. Is it different enough that does it remind you of any other fighting games, like an Tekken or Cross Tag and such? Are you getting more similarities there, or do you feel like it's unique enough that it's gonna you can pull from everything and still kind of be surprised by how it's going to feel?
Right. Well, it does feel a bit more Marvel-like. Okay. I do want to say Battle of the Grid-like, however.
That is also true. Forgot Battle of the Grid.
With the tagging mechanics, and with the combo ability, or even the combo extensions, almost Skullgirls even. But the problem, this is a good problem to have. The thing is, it does feel like its own thing. Like the combos and dare I say the normals, they don't feel like I need to. It didn't feel like I needed to use the normals in order to do special moves because I guess because I knew the special moves were in certain buttons. For me on D-pad, it was on shoulder buttons on the top on R1 and L1. So that was again that felt fine because it was like, all right, I know the specials are over here. I can use my normals over here, even though Echo has some bad like crouch normals, like crouch H was like straight up like an anti-air. I guess everybody has that as an anti-air.
Yeah.
His launch button was sort of different, but then his stand H was really good. So I guess it translated well for me. Again, I can't speak for everybody, but my brother, however, he did say that the game felt slow. Again, to you, I mean, that's to him. He may have used Yasuo. I don't remember.
Okay.
But to your first play of any game, it's going to feel slow, to be honest.
Because you're trying to figure it out. Yeah, exactly.
Whereas I watched the video, I figured out what to do that morning of. I was like looking, experimenting. And, you know, I feel as though it is already, to me, it already is pretty fast. Like I see Marlon Pie play and I'm like, yeah, that's satisfyingly fast. And Darius, he doesn't look slow in my opinion at all, you know.
He
he's
doesn't.
Just swinging and going all over the place around the world. And of course, Ari and Echo are your fast characters, you know. So it definitely depends on what kind of style you're looking to play. But I can see how he thinks it feels slow. However, after playing twice, I didn't feel like I needed to ask them any questions. If that sounds weird.
It just made sense. Just clicked for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be my final question. Sorry, is the it's now that you have your experience with it, and you were playing on their control scheme, right? Because you know a lot of people tend to forget. I think it kind of like got lost in the mix with people because they were complaining about it. It's like, oh, one button specials, this and that. Did you feel like that was constraining you in any way, shape, or form by the time you started, like, you know, playing a couple times? Did you even notice or care that your specials were in buttons versus having to do DP motion, fireball motion, quarter circles, half circles, whatever?
Not necessarily, because at that point I wasn't focused on execution.
Good point.
Just the button special moves. Like it was just like, oh, I did down special 2 in the air, and it leaves the as Echo, of course, it leaves the you know the outline of me up there. Okay, well I'm gonna go somewhere interesting on the screen, and I'm gonna activate that now, and I'll be behind them. Or even the rolling one. Like that play style definitely fit me, where I'm like, I know how I can go over here or air grab over there, and I'm gonna push that button. I know that button for some reason, even if I push it, it'll make me go over there, and that's cool. Like I didn't have to find another input in order to activate.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that answered the question, but yeah.
It did. Did you notice that it was all on PlayStation 5s, by the way?
Really? I didn't know that.
They didn't even recall, huh? Yeah, it was confirmed. It was on PlayStation 5s as they were deconstructing there's pictures on Reddit showing it.
Well, the controllers would have made sense. I mean, they were. And then the PlayStation sticks were too.
Yeah. So, all right. So with that, we've got way more to talk about when it comes to Project L, but we will be, cutting up some extra footage that Static does have for us, some actual gameplay. So if you want to check out how Static G actually plays, and if it's any similar to his scroll play in Marvel, you're going to want to check out the YouTube. Once again, double tap FGC, go follow us there, go check it out, get a notification when that video goes up this week. But Project L has made his debut. Overall, from what I'm hearing, pretty positive. It's going to take time. The game is an alpha, pre-alpha, quadruple alpha. It's going to be a while before we get to that beta phase, as far as I could tell. There's a lot of more characters to come. I think it was like 17 or something in their little illustration they showed off. We only know about 6 at this point. So expect it to develop and kind of get better. And they're definitely taking the feedback. If there's at any point, if we've learned anything, fighting game folks, if a developer's asking for feedback, give it to them, because they'll listen. It's very valuable that they listen. It's giving us the crossplay / rollback era that we have now. Otherwise, games like Guilty Gear probably would have been dead in the water if it came out the way it did in that beta initially.
Oh, no, trust me. What game are we going into next? Because I did talk to a dev of another game.
Oh, actually, it was going to be MK.
Oh, Perfectly timed. How about
Awesome.
that?
All right,
Yes, go ahead.
just as much impact as Project L did. There've been several other games that have also made some insane waves at Evo. I think MK1 with their announcement, their trailer and such was pretty high up there. Pretty high up there in terms of how many people were satisfied, hype, and also intrigued as to the characters that they've shown off. Right, so right after. What was it? I think it was it after
Tekken?
It was after Tekken because Grand Blue was after Marvel. Fucking weird.
Yes.
Sorry to all my Marvel heads out there.
I
I know everybody was hyping, and then they were like Grand Blue, and we're like, what?
It was called a retro game for a reason.
Can we just like start taking it as a staple that like nothing is normal anymore, and that we could just get any type of like update
At
during
this point.
Evo? Like, it's like oh, here's like you played Grand Blue versus Rising. Okay, well here's like Sailor Moon 2.5 update. Like, all right, cool. Wow.
Bet we'll take it. So MK came out post the Will It Kill segment, right? And there already been tweets of Boone, Ed Boone talking about like, oh, Reptile was born here, this and that. And it's like, okay, for sure we're gonna get something Reptile related, and then we get the official Banished trailer that popped in, and a lot of people got thirsty real quick over Reptile. They did when we're talking, man. They were not joking when they were going, we're going to just take everything you know about MK and we're going to just refresh it. We're going to give it a new feel and we're going to do our own thing with it. I'm like, how much can you remix something? And within the first couple seconds to show Reptile, like, already have layers to him. More layers than he's ever had in the franchise before. Within, I don't know, 30 seconds. Right, 30 seconds in,
we got age. We got
we got a reasoning for his exile. He's like, I'm a freak to my people because I can transform this way. I've been harassed. I was banished because of it. I was just like, bro, those seem like throwaway lines, but damn, you're already you're making such development in the character development. It's insane. I was like, damn, what a good job. And then the gameplay, bro,
Yeah, but then
he looks sick.
But they made him a ninja again for once.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, a full ninja, right? Like he's an actual, hooded with the mask and all, kind of once again being like, why does he look like everyone else, right? Why is he playing that factor? He's trying to hide, right? He's trying to hide in plain sight. He can transform into a human, and he went ninja. It makes sense. It all makes sense.
It does, but does I mean, look, I give them credit. The one thing I really feel from this now, just the voice acting alone, in the actions, it feels like Injustice, like the same vibe I got from that, where I was like, this is going to be amazing, right? Story-wise, I'm captivated, I'm sold, right? Even if I wasn't playing for fighting game aspect, I'm already in. But what I'm curious is why they chose ninja when we have like 6 ninjas already, right?
I know, there's so many ninjas. This is great. I love it. Give me all the ninjas.
Blending. Shut up. No.
I love it. He's
that's why there's so many ninjas. He had to pick ninja.
And it's just a nostalgic factor. I'd rather have him there than be an assist.
Yeah. True. Absolutely true. And then we've got
not just that. Before we go to Ashrah, did you notice, like in the story mode, Johnny Cage is also blending in?
Yes. I saw him. He's in costume and such. Like we're getting so many story beats all over the place. And it's very interesting. I'm like more curious about where this is going with that too.
Exactly. And they're building a world that even in the last trailer was there. Just like the world building on each stage, even like in this you'll see like an evil looking forest as well.
Dude, the dead forest. But I mean, just look at the festival that they show him watching over in the moon, right? And it's like, maybe is that even a callback to the pit? Oh, he's always around the moon, La Luna. Look to the Luna, La Luna for it and stuff. And he's at night and he's like just scurrying around. I'm like, bro, there could be so many callouts here and layers in it. But like,
is it bad?
Anyway.
Is it just bad that I thought like when he was standing up there, it's like Assassin's Creed,
right? Yeah, I was kind of feeling it. I mean, the way he was moving around, but also shout out to like his Reptile version, his actual true form, amazing. Much more like the movie. Are you noticing that? Shang Tsung already, who's gonna DLC confirmed and all that. We've seen him trailers, this, that, and the other. Already looks like the Shang Tsung from the 2022 movie.
Some year.
some year. And now this reptile transformed version looks closer to that version in the movie as well.
I just like the one, and we'll go on. I just love the one move where he slides under and he bites the leg, and you see him do the full twist. I was like, this is the most animation that I've seen.
The death
from
roll,
Mortal Kombat.
Literally a death roll from an alligator is what he just did. Like, hold up, and we get the stat, we get the acid. Oh, is it later? Yeah. Okay, then we'll check it.
Yeah, so, just like when he does a sweep with his tail, but
oh my god, it's so awesome! It's so awesome. They definitely went like Ashrah, yeah. So. For my 3D heads, not you, Gabe, who knew who that character was, to see her come back after 17 years, 16 years, something like that. It came out like in 2005, I think. She was introduced, actually back in the game, and once again giving her more character development, much more. She's just a throwaway character, which is important. And like Liu Kang is even like, he's all seeing, like, it's crazy to see him, and he's just like, Ashrah, and I can't remember what he called Reptile, but it's like his original name. He says it in the trailer. Celes, there we go, thank you. Celes, and he's like, he knows of all these actions going on, and then and you thought that was just it. And then they hit us again, and they're like, yo, fucking Havik and what's her name? Sadira? I think that's her name off the top of my head.
Doug, that's KI, buddy.
Am I thinking KI? My bad. KI. Sorry, my bad.
Havik, I thought it was Shang Tsung because he threw a skull ladder. I didn't know. I didn't even know who it was during the trailer.
Oh yeah,
I got it. I was just gonna say, I gotta admit, he's probably the coolest looking. Like, I like Reptile, but he looked the cool. Havik looked the coolest, man. So I thought he snapped his neck when I first saw the video, but no, he like rips open his own mouth and sends out the little blood ball. I was like, oh my god! And then obviously later on, we get the vibes that he does like atrocitus, like blood in your mouth type stuff, and I was like, this character is going ham. But I love the animations for him; they're just very creative.
I didn't think about the atrocitus angle. Serena is who the assist was. She's also a pretty big cameo. Saw her in her demon form and even in her human form and such, playing with Havik. But yeah, I didn't think about the atrocitus like angle. Like, I'm like, how could they make Havik like unique? And I'm like, oh yeah, like they were already doing something similar with atrocitus in Injustice 2. They're just using that as somewhat of a blueprint, but they can go even more gorier, right? Like, he's twisting his spine, he's punching you till his arms fall out, then he's stabbing you with the bones underneath. Like, that is so brutal.
Fatality levels.
Brutal.
Is it me, or does Serena seem less like an assist, like a cameo, and seems more like his summon? It's so weird to me. I keep thinking that.
Yeah, it threw me off a little bit seeing her like in that form, because she transforms into it, right? And I didn't know it was the same character until she transformed. I was like, does she have a demon form? And I'm like, I just couldn't. This is deep cuts once again. They're just going in there, and you would think this is like a new original character, and people are gonna be like, no, she's been around actually, and she was in MKX once again. She was a unplayable character, but she was in cutscenes. But yeah, so post that we got to see some more Reptile gameplay, which we did get to see that death roll with after the tail swipe. Oh my god, so good, cool. So good. But yeah, we get to see some Striker, right? We get to see Striker cameo with the X-ray. I don't think we previously had seen that. Actually, I don't even remember if we did see. I think we knew Striker was coming, but I don't think we saw it.
We only saw the taser assist.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we got the police brutality. Basically, this is like his MK9 X-ray. It's like really close to it. But then, oh my god, the Reptile X-ray was also just disgusting. But
if I can be honest, Havik looks slow. I almost said Movado. Havik looks really slow.
I could see you being confused with me like Movado.
He reminds me of Trimmer a little bit with the speed. And the movements, it's very slow but like impactful.
I just want to make a note. Is he okay?
What is he doing?
He's turned around, but no, his upper half is turned around in the background. His legs are pointing towards you. He's like twisted. Okay. It's so weird. But yeah, the movesets. The fatality. By the way, was just insane to watch. Just completely obliterated the feathers, or the demon.
Yeah, the crowd went wild for that.
Oh yeah,
I had to take it back because when I first saw the first part, I was like, man, this shit is whack. And then I saw that and I was like, all right, maybe it's not whack anymore.
I thought it was an X-ray. I thought it was an X-ray.
You know, it does remind me of like the corniness of some yeah. Oh my god, what is Cetrion's finisher?
Yeah, the one where she like
3 claws at you.
Yeah, after she destroys your legs and this and
right.
that, and then she throws the 3 claws after you've been barbecued. Yeah, similar. It just goes on. It's like, just please die. Just die already. So yeah, the trailer overall was just it was hype. The energy was up the entire way. 4 new characters to show off, or at least 2 new characters that are playable, and then a bunch of cameos, right? Some story and some awesome fatalities, which they kept the energy up. New stages we got to see, right? The Dead Forest, like you said earlier, and they kept it all the way to the top. Then we got the Reptile fatality, which was just like, fatalities are already at a certain bar. This one was just like, oh my god, like, oh my god,
she was still alive.
Yes, and then oh lord, dude, I was just like, this is getting out of hand. We're gonna need some more therapy sessions for some people after this.
If I may, it is still, that is actually, it's gonna sound weird, that is a throwback fatality. How come, Gabe? Well, here's why.
Yeah, who asked that?
He in Mortal Kombat 2, you could teleport.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You can go invisible
and do a fatality, which you would just tear the torso off.
Yeah.
And it's like, what did he do in invisibility? So this trailer showed that he can go invisible, and he can also be a lizard. So he went invisible, turned into a lizard, and ate her. Like, it's the same. And I like it because you get to see it. Sort of like when you get to see Raging Demon from Oni. Stuff like that is cool.
Yeah,
I like those throwbacks type deals.
I gotta say, the story for me is the biggest thing because it's just been shaping up. It feels like the restart, like how Raiden was finding his warriors. It feels like Liu Kang's doing the same, but he's willing to go like even deeper and darker for what he needs for this time, because he's like, oh, it's bad, man.
We could say deeper and darker, but it's like, even Reptile doesn't seem like he's a bad guy. For all we know, we don't know if he's going to maybe betray them or something like that. But like, even he states like, versus Katana, he's like, princess, my intent, you're misinterpreting my intentions, and then he's not trying to actually, maybe as far as I can tell, he's not trying to actually be malicious. Like, he seems like he's a victim, and he's part of Liu Kang's crew. Like, he is actually a part of the defenders of Earth, right? Of Earthrealm or whatever.
But that's the thing. He's the defenders of Earth now are way abnormal. They're not like
it's a little
typical, like
over.
Normal. Like they're not like normal humans anymore. Well, you know what I mean? It's like when. Yeah.
Well, they come from other
not
realms
humans
as well. No, not necessarily. But the thing is, Shang Tsung is the total, jerk that what's that called? He's mischievous. He's the mischievous one, and he will obviously convince Reptile, hey, you're on the wrong side, or
maybe,
how much do you want this? Or he'll convince him with shapeshifting or something. Like, that's definitely the Shang Tsung aspect we haven't seen yet.
Or Quan Chi. Quan Chi may be DLC,
he's DLC,
but he may be DLC, but remember, we do see his skull literally in the trailer. Like, someone shot his projectile, even though it's supposed to be, it shows Havik and stuff, but maybe
this is his land.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, where the other characters are gonna come in.
Maybe Quan Chi brought him back.
Who knows? Well,
one last thing I wanted to touch is that, Shang Tsung is controlling everything. For all we know, he could be Liu Kang. For all we know, he could be Sub-Zero. There is dialogue in the gameplay when I was at the booth of Liu Kang and Sub-Zero arguing with each other. Why did you have to do it to them? They were blah 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 blah. People this, people that. And he's like, no, never that way. And then they push off each other and start the match. So stuff like that is pretty darn cool. I have more to say, but how much of an ad break do you want to go to now, or?
Yeah, we actually do got to hit the ad break afterwards. So if we got some more MK to talk about, we can circle back on it. But regardless, I think they made a great showing at EVO. That trailer was hype. It's getting people even more hype for the game. I sure as hell am, so I can't wait. But in the meantime, though, we'll be right back, guys. After this, we got some more coverage to get into. We got some Tekken, we got some KI, we got a whole lot of other stuff to jump into. So we'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Oh yes, I'd like to pre-order.
Yeah, make sure to pre-order MK1 if you haven't already. Get yourself
Yeah,
the
get that
Jean,
pre-access beta.
that pre-access beta, that Jean-Claude Van Damme, or whatever other stuff that comes with it. I can't remember everything, but yeah, make sure to get on that.
So, very quickly, I spoke to, I believe it was Derek from their dev team.
Oh, okay.
And I did ask him one thing that I always brought up is that how about characters? What is their aspect on when characters want to come back into the game, like bringing a character back into the game with a certain moveset? Because obviously we have Devora, who's a different character, but then we have Sub-Zero, who has certain things and traits that are still the same way. And basically, he gave me the whole like characteristics, personality of the character type answer, and I was just like, all right, thanks. Like it wasn't like not answering it for other characters, like Devora, for instance. She was a totally different character from one game to the other, whereas Sub-Zero still had his like back two or his freeze, or and he's like there's so many ways we can do get over here, you know. And I'm just like, yeah, no, I get it. But
Interesting way of putting it.
Then I called him Tyler by accident. He goes, no, I'm Derek. Tyler's the ugly one. I'm like,
dang, wait a minute. Man, social skills +1 for Static over here.
Tell me all the secrets, Derek.
Yeah, come on, Derek.
Tyler.
So, what else came through? Oh yeah, let's talk about a little game called Strive. Oh Lord, yeah, exactly. The unanimous sigh of not relief, but like frustration. And
did you hear the crowd at EVO during the Tsugeki cancel?
Oh yeah, because I was also, you probably could have heard me all the way in Vegas when I saw that. So for those that haven't had a chance to check it out, so we got official announcement from Arxis on the season 3 long-awaited trailer, something to show off about what's going on with season 3 with Strive, because Asuka was the closure to season 2. We're like, okay. I think they said in a developer's backyard that they have, or not even just the backyard, but they said there had a lot of things going on for season 3. They said that during the Asuka DLC kind of grind. So we actually got the major battle updates coming up for season 3, including special moves. Where you're right. Where we
that's so cool.
Where we had no business in giving this freaking girl a way to get off her damn dolphin. Oh my lord, I can't even begin.
Her anymore for free.
I can't even begin.
Or 5K.
They announced last week on the backyard that yes, they would have special moves. So this shouldn't have come as a surprise.
But there's a surprise. Then there's outright disrespect, and that's what this is. Holy shit. Anyway, we'll deal with that. We only got a little snippet of things. We got May. We got Faust. I don't know if you picked up on Faust, where he can eat his item. And to my understanding, it looks like he can be in neutral and then decide to, instead of tossing an item, I think he gets to then use the item that he just ate. That's from what I've gathered from what they showed us there.
I would hope that you can, when he does that, he actually can change the item.
No, he can't change.
I know he can't, but it'd be cool if it was randomized change, and then it makes it more interesting.
Honestly, it looks like he's doing quarter circle back punch, because maybe they have you decide if you want to use the item or not. But the problem is you're going to be looking at the opponent, and then when you use the item, you're going to look at your hand. Like, yes, you should be looking at your hand anyway, so that you can plan your next attack. But at the same time, it's like how much faster you have to think. Oh, I just put a hammer out. I need to eat it. Or I just have a hammer out. I need to throw it. Like I don't know if false players are gonna like that.
But I'm also wondering, like, imagine the other things though. Oh, I can get a meteor whenever I want.
Yeah, right. I can eat meteors. Yeah.
Well, it depends also. It depends also if he can move after, because they're not showing us if he can move freely after. Or stay in that position.
Or if it affects his movement, right? If it's a big item, is he a little slower? Can he not air dash, right? This is just thinking balance-wise. I know we're getting in the weeds there, but that's what Faust can do. He can eat, he can store items, and he can spit them back out. And his animation, awesome. Can he what?
Like, could he replace what he's eaten with something new?
Maybe.
I don't think they're going to allow it. I think he's going to have to spit it out, but...
you got to balance it somehow, man. It can't be. That would be busted otherwise.
What is this one again?
They just got to jump off the dolphin. I don't know.
That is also true. Yeah, bro, fucking fairness has gone out the fucking window within the first couple seconds. Ram gets rocks that seemed to kind of like pull you in, and now it's like she can kind of like 2D you afterwards. I'm like, why did she even need that? She did not need that, guys.
I can kind of explain that because that's kind of like her. She has her, I think it's 2 HS in Xrd, where it pulls you in a little bit. It's like there's a move where she like literally has the sword come from the ground and pull you in.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I think that's what that is, and they're trying to make up for it. But yeah, she don't need that.
She didn't need that. Anji gets. I don't know if that's a newer version or maybe a faster overhead. I don't know if he's. I can't remember if he's done this in previous iterations. I wasn't too big of an Anji player in previous games, but he has another. Oh my god!
What's the green ball? That green ball or whatever. Like when he would do this.
What's the name of the freaking spin? I can't remember the name of the spin. Fujin, yeah, it's Fujin. Excuse me. His Fujin now has a new entry, which seems to be like some sort of overhead. He's got even carp fish in the in the water. I didn't even notice that until now, and it bounces. So characters are all getting new stuff, and we're getting universal offensive mechanics. Wild Assault. I thought this was. What do they call? They weren't called Overdrive. What were they called? Yeah. What was the EX again?
Right.
Is it Overdrive in?
Are you talking about Grand Blue?
No, I'm thinking of like Rev
Force.
And Grand Blue is Assault.
Force. Yeah. Force break moves.
Yeah, in Reload.
And like Reload.
Accent Core.
Accent Core. Yeah, Force. Yeah, where you can actually, it's basically EX moves for those that aren't aware. I thought that's what this was. This is universal because you're using dust. You're using a quarter circle and dust button, and that was like the same button scheme for that. Performs a lunging attack to the front, available for all characters, and properties may vary depending on said characters. Some people are saying like, haha, it's Drive Rush. I'm like, no, it's a predetermined move. Like the move is predetermined. It's not like you get the dash and pick a button. But from what it seems, all these freaking here's the part that's scary. All the versions of it that I'm seeing right now, they all cause the same effect, which is guard break. Yep. And it seems like on counter, it does a really big like bounce animation, like that you can just get. So for 50 burst gauge, you require 50 burst gauge for that. So that's interesting. Yeah. So your burst is now getting more utility. Which is
not good or bad.
That's the beauty of it. It's like it's a think about it. You get to take back your turn if they block, but if they get hit by it, I mean, what's the return on it? And if they force I'm gonna keep saying force break out of habit. If they wild assaulted before you, guaranteed they don't have burst then. So that means it's a guarantee punish for you. Like it's interesting. It's a gamble, but depending on per character, it could be good. But some characters could be complete fucking dog shit for others. So that's what we're getting there. And then defensive mechanics, we're getting deflect shield, aka push block. Yeah, we finally get push block. Oh my god.
Oh god,
it's finally
Eno's
here.
getting nerfed again. Right.
Eno got nerfed, but then Happy Chaos also got nerfed. So you know what? If Eno has to die for it, I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
I've noticed push block doesn't stop characters who keep getting to run in for free and shooting.
We don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, it didn't stop Leo in the video. You see, he get push block, and then he's like, he push block, and he's like, yeah, I'm going in.
It's weird.
It's a very weird, kind of decision making that they did for it.
What's the one that they had in Xrd where it was like, if you timed it right, it would make them kind of like put their hands up. It wasn't like a guard break. It was just more like a get off me. It was almost like an alpha counter type thing, but you were allowed to approach your turn, like take your turn. Damn. It was like armor.
You talking about dead angle?
Maybe. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I can think of.
Dead angle was 50.
Kind of gives me that vibe.
Dead angle was a 50% get off me tool.
Yeah.
And then the other was now, are you talking about the focus attack that was in like Xrd?
Talk about Blitz?
The Blitz?
Yeah,
right?
Blitz. That's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit. Like one of the.
For me, the Force Palm stuff does remind me.
Yeah. No, you mean the Wild Assault?
Whatever the offensive mechanic is.
Yeah. Wild Assault. Yeah, I know these names. But yeah, so we're getting an overhaul in terms of mechanics. We're getting an overhaul in terms of characters.
Just doesn't. I mean, I hope we can see some patches soon because I don't know, man.
It's gotta
I want to see
come
what
correct.
Ino's new move is.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to see what her buffs are.
Yeah.
I want to see what type of deal they're doing with characters because, again, not my Guilty Gear still. I'm sorry. I know I'm old man yelling at.
She's getting a down forward
Sky.
angle.
However,
Down forward angle special move.
However, play the next part.
Yeah, yep. Yep. As if that isn't enough, let's make it a little more Guilty Gear like and add, one of the tyrants in the history of this fucking game back into it.
Not gonna lie, when I saw the card, I thought it was Answer, so that was my bad. So it was Johnny.
Nope.
I would have been
Johnny, Mr. Johnny Bravo himself has made it back in the game. Not really surprised. He is as inevitable as Biken being put into a game. He looks exactly the same. His character design is so perfect. They have not changed this man in 25 years. He has not changed.
Hard
he's like Guile. He's Guile. It's like you can't change him that much. Like he's just what it is. Like.
I mean,
they were saying that he doesn't have nipples in his main.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't have nips. Yeah,
he's a clone.
Never seen it. I mean, the thing is that's interesting is he's gotten rid of the coin and he's traded it off for
a card.
The card. Yeah.
Yes.
Are we gonna have a deck of cards, or like what are we gonna have here? Are we gonna be able to just use it whenever we want? Because coin was kind of important to like make sure you use at the right time. Yeah.
So for those that if this is your first Strive. Or your first Guilty Gear, Johnny's a character that lived off of a economy of he had a certain amount of coins that he started every round with, 6, I believe, if I remember correctly. And each coin, when he used it, for one, the coin itself had a hitbox, and you could use it wasn't like it was an attack, but it wasn't really an attack, but it was an attack. And every coin that hit the opponent upgraded his abilities. To OP standards where things were unblockable. They were so instant, like you just weren't, you weren't gonna block it. And sometimes they gave him such a crazy return, and he was just offense. It was just in certain situations you literally just couldn't fight it. Go look up Omito Johnny, which I guarantee you we're going to see a lot more of him once this patch comes out. You're gonna see him on Twitch. You're gonna see him in those top 8s because he is a EVO winning. He's an EVO champ, and this was his character. So you put that combination in, it tends to bring back some people. So yeah, in Johnny's gameplay, like you're stating earlier, Mezza, we're not seeing really coins. We're seeing cards now. He's got teleports, right? He still has his dust, where he moves around. You get the teleport. He's got his
a little different.
Yeah, a little different. He's got his sword. Of course, so he's got some pretty long reaching normals, the teleport shenanigans. He's got the flip shenanigans. But the cards is what we're trying to figure out, because previously those missed like buttons where he would hit you low, or maybe go overhead. Those are the moves that got better with coin, but you didn't have to set up a coin in order to do them. It seems like right now, maybe to make them more potent, the cards are taking that kind of substitute, like to becoming that, and it looks like you would get like really good return. Also like to say that super that he does is such a call out to his original insta kill. If for those that the hardcore OGs, you know what it is. Once you see that Joker on there and he just slashes, that was literally his insta kill in the previous games.
GG.
Maybe it's a sign we're getting new insta kills.
Maybe, or maybe we'll get call outs.
Nope. We said that before when Ino did her Megalovania and nothing happened.
I said call outs. I said call outs. Like homages to them. Doesn't mean we're getting them.
Well, yeah, Biken's finisher or Biken's finishing quote is an homage to her insta kill.
I gotta give it to Guilty Gear.
Is it?
Yeah. With the her finishing, she sits down in the little pagoda area, and before it was like the little water drainage, and then slice behind the door. Am I going crazy?
But she doesn't do that in Strive though. She doesn't have that in Strive, like anything like that in Strive. Anyway, regardless, have you not won in a while or something? Or? Maybe it's been a while. I haven't played Strive in a little bit, but regardless though, so Johnny's in, and he's looking potent. He looks like he's going to be fun, and we don't have to wait long. That's the crazy part. We don't actually have to wait really that long. August 24th is going to be the start of the season 3. That is going to bring Johnny. That is going to bring these battle adjustments. That is going to bring the new mechanics to come with us too. So not your Guilty Gear won't be the same Guilty Gear any longer. For much longer, really, for 2 weeks. So yeah, season pass 3, we're getting a total of 4 characters. I think they said it was 2 original characters and 2 new characters, if I recall correctly, is what they stated. We will see another character before 2023 is up, and then the last 2 will be happening in 2024. Additional.
Sorry.
Go on.
This already feels like the same.
Okay, so let me finish this real quick. 4 additional characters, 2 battle stages, additional character colors for season 3 characters, and extra colors 13 to 15 for season 3 characters. Now, talking about what you're about to allude to, I'm right there with you. This season pass feels a lot like the same. Yep. Sure, the balance patch is going to be great. That's going to freshen things up, but I don't know what it is. I was just like, okay, cool. It's just another 4. Another this, another that. Like, I don't know what it was about it that it felt a little lackluster in that side. I don't know why that is, because we are getting a refresh, but
it's not addressing some of the onlines, like maybe a new rank way, or I know it's more announcement heavy. Like, hey, with EVO, we're announcement heavy. What everybody wants, we'll deal with the little smaller stuff later. But then it's just like there are a lot more things that a lot more hardcore players really want.
I mean, I feel like they're catering towards, of course, the casuals and trying to get the people who've been waiting or want to get back into the game back into it, which is great. But I hear where you're coming from, 100%, Gabe. But you also have to remember, I truly feel that, let's say they put Dizzy in the game, I would 100% come back. Why? Because I've already played the game. I know I'm not the biggest fan of the game, but with the right character, I'll come back, right? And many people like iconic characters. I think it's also to hide the fact that they still have to deal with the other extra stuff, and take it from the book of DNF Duel. Announcing these smaller things at bigger stages does not help your cause. So I think they have to stay big. They have to kind of show off these characters and hide past the little things, right? So
and I've said it all the time. You want to make sure your announcement is in front of all the eyes, which is why it's weird that Melty Blood put somebody like a new character in a new game right when Guilty Gear Strive started.
That's fair.
True. Yeah, but regardless, this is what we're getting, and for all we know, we might get a backyard developers right before the patch, or some announcements as to maybe pertaining to those network issues, this and that, maybe ranking as well, because it kind of seems to be the thing. I think KOF has a new ranking system coming out, where that new highest rank is Immortal. Street Fighter just did for their Master System. Let me see. Is there anyone else? Actually, no. They did talk about something. Yeah, Celestial players were supposed to be getting something higher than Celestial. I think that was in the developer backyard too. We don't know whether or not we're gonna get that on this next big patch. But if we did, then I would say like season pass is whatever. But I think the patch is what's really gonna pull through for us. But in the meantime, though, we're just gonna have to wait and watch. August 24th. It's right around the corner. It's about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, about 16 days. Okay, more than 2 weeks. Sorry. 16 days before that drops, and we're going to see a slew of people coming back to play, or at least, kind of picking up the game again to check it out. So I'll be there. I'll definitely be picking up Johnny. I did play, when I wasn't biking, I was playing Johnny, so I will be rocking him when he comes out and see how busted the guy is. I can't wait. So Guilty Gear came out pretty, solidly strong. Like I said, the adjustments I think were the biggest pieces to it that came through. But they weren't the only ones, obviously, that came through with some more announcements. Let's move on to this ad break. That's what we're gonna move on to. We're gonna move on to this ad break real quick. Get over it, and we're gonna be coming back with our new favorite girl that we can all fix. That's coming to Street Fighter 6. So don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about some Aki right after this. Oh man, she's hot, but she's a little deranged. She hurts me physically, but I like looking at her physically. I swear I can fix her. That's basically what everyone's been saying. Aki's been shown off in Street Fighter 6, and the title for the craziest girl in the game is up for grabs. The new challenger, as they've stated, the new challenger for the I Can Fix Her Hall of Fame has now arrived. We got an Aki just in-game premiere for World Tour. Yeah, we didn't get gameplay, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping for gameplay, but we at least got some Aki reveal.
I just want to fix her hair, man.
Yeah, listen.
Like, the pictures don't do it any justice.
There is just something about the hair, the way the hair is parting to like how her head structure is throwing me off.
It's bad. It's not like the pictures. The pictures look really good, but then I see the in game and I'm like, well, I guess I still have to play her. I can fix her hair with mods.
Yeah, I guarantee you, I'm gonna call it right now. Remember, this is the 8th of August. Someone's going to mod to fix whatever's going on there on the cranium. But we got to see her. We finally get a look at what she's gonna be like, or at least her World Tour intro when you get her as a master. I thought she'd be a little bit more sneakily or anything or something like that. No, she's just out in plain sight, right? And yeah, it's just like, I can't get over it. It's just like the oh god, the head to, like I said, the hair. It's just because of the way her hair is too. Like, I get it, it's Street Fighter. Things aren't like, if I'm complaining about her hair, like Guile's hair should be right up there with me too. But it just threw me off. But anyway, enough of that. We get to finally get kind of a good look as to how she acts, like personality wise, and how deranged she is. And the way they just did this little edit to it was very horror film inspired. It feels like, I don't know if you guys kind of felt that same way. The way that it was paced, the way she was just kind of carrying herself, I was like, oh my god, this is dreadful. Like, I would not want to be near her, like within like even social distancing 6 feet. I want 10 feet minimum, at least.
Even the way she says everything, makes her like actually genuinely scary.
Yeah, it was kind of throwing me off.
In my head, I was like, where did Raiden go wrong? Like the hair, hairstyle was, it's really weirding me out.
Again, so I'm wondering what, maybe possible alternate costumes she's gonna get will be really cool, or designs as well. But she we finally got to see her, and then she hit us with the craze and her little hack. Like, I was like, that's a Fang thing, isn't it? Like, is that where she's getting that from?
Probably.
Especially the walk up. She had his crouch medium kick or something. Oh, pose medium kick. Right.
So the thing that I like is even though we didn't see actual gameplay, you can see like little ideas that could go well in the game, like from her maybe grabbing you and then touching your forehead, and then she dropped something in your mouth and you're poisoned, right? Yeah, a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. But also when she touches his back, she does like this like mist type of poison. You
see the poison, yeah.
So I definitely was expecting longer like claw, but she has claws, I guess. So she's, I don't know, man. Maybe she gets stretchy long arms. You trying
to wake up to that, Meza?
Hell no.
You trying to wake up to that static?
That's not life.
Yeah, I'm
gonna close my eyes and go back.
Yeah, that's fine. I could close my eyes. It's fine. I don't. It
never happened.
Yeah, I don't have to see. It's fine. But for sure. Like, her. We got a little, kind of a taste, right? You see what her claws do, and she kind of extends it to kind of stab your character when they play in World Tour and all. And I guess we're going with the tradition. Anyone that has a claw is fucking nuts. So Vega players will be right at home with her to some degree. But yeah, that's all we got. We didn't get any gameplay trailer, which was a little disappointing, but what else can you ask for? I was hoping to actually see some gameplay, but we're definitely going to get some more as we get closer. She is going to be coming out in autumn, so it's going to be a little bit of time beforehand. But if she plays as creepy as she looks and moves, I'm down.
I wonder if she's going to be in World Tour as a story character that you can't really fight, but you could talk to. So like,
they should be masters. Like, everyone that is releasing, they've already stayed. They're going to be masters.
She's going to be a master, but you can't fight her, right? Because you can fight pretty much every master.
Oh, you're talking about like right now?
Train with them. I'm saying like, what if they like release her earlier than expected? Just
Gotcha.
For World Tour
As an
like,
NPC, yeah.
Because then it feels like I'm playing two different games anyway, right? So I play story mode. Oh, we got her early just to see her storyline, and then we get her later on for the fighting.
Yep.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see. And what was the other thing that happened? Oh yeah. Fuck. No. Besides that, is like what else went down with Street Fighter? I mean, this is going on now. This is nothing that's like waiting for a release for it or anything like that. But TMNT and Street Fighter having a collab, right? Like that's kind of while we not too long ago during a previous episode did I talk about this, and this isn't just me just be like, aha, I called it, but I mean, it makes sense from purely business standpoint. We talked about how like Street Fighter has been doing all these collabs, right? Fall Guys, PUBG, Fortnite. What else do we have? I'm trying to think what else we have.
Brawlhalla, they were just
Brawlhalla, right? Yeah, but like more recent, like and then the marketing for Street Fighter 6 as we've been covering it, throughout the year. WWE, Lil Wayne, like the way they're marketing things, I'm like, okay, Street Fighter is like just trying to really hit mainstream, trying to kind of expand upon itself. And the next thing I thought of was like, it needs to do something for the game itself, like expand on IPs within the game. Because that'll also just go super far, right? Like the Fortnite effect where they have every skin under the sun, right? You can have Ryu with a Gat fight Thanos or Doctor Doom. You can have a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 go on in Fortnite faster than you could when the actual game ever releases, if it ever does.
Right. So keep in mind the new movie is already out. It came out on the 2nd.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious because I haven't seen it yet, and I mean, who maybe other people have, they can tell us down the road, or we'll go see it ourselves. I wonder if they actually had in the movie them playing like Street Fighter or something like that. Not 6, or maybe 6, but something like old school, right? So that they can reference to that, because we do see crossovers like that. But I mean, TMNT just seems like the right crossover, just because they've been in almost every a variation of it has been in almost every game, and if it hasn't, they've had like the Battletoads and KI stuff like that, stuff connected to them still.
Well, there are promotional toys that were already out with like comic books of Ryu and Chun-Li.
Yes, there was that too.
The Ninja Turtles, like Target had some toys.
Yep.
And Batman as well. Batman and Turtles has been a comic for a while now.
Yeah. It has. Batman versus Shredder, pretty dope animation.
Yeah. So then, but for this, where was I going? Yeah, they already had some sort of collaborations beforehand. However, they cost a lot, man. Apparently, they cost like $15.
$12 each.
What it is? That's still $15.
Yeah.
And this is purely aesthetics. There's nothing that affects gameplay in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, hey, we're not the ones to set the price. But the moral of the story here is that Street Fighter needed to do this.
Yep.
And I was like, Capcom has always been like that. Capcom has always made Street Fighter cross itself with internal IPs, stuff that they own, stuff they have rights to, stuff that they don't have to worry about licensing for. Makes sense. But if you're, as they were changing the way that their marketing was this year, especially for Street Fighter 6, I was like, are they going to, like, it makes the most logical next step, because we're seeing, like, my last rant was about mods, right? The Android 18 Cami mod, right? I was like, this is amazing. This makes sense. I would pay for this. And it crosses over with another franchise, another incredibly large franchise that you have a market now to, right? And I was like, they need to do that. They need to take that method of doing these kinds of cross promotions, licensing, or with events and movies and stuff. I mean, sure, it gets great because you have to deal with licensing and all that, but I think overall it's just great. It would be great business practice, and I think overall it'll make sense for them. I mean, hey, if you're trying to make to that 10 million unit mark in its lifetime, you're gonna have to step outside the box a couple times to kind of make sure you can get that paper, right? So, I was super happy to see that. I was surprised, but it also makes sense. TMNT's also, like you said, the movie just came out. It's on its tour, its marketing. It's got a promo out there, and with Capcom, it makes sense. So I just hope this is just the beginning of that.
I gotta ask Gabe because you were there. Was it weird when you heard like 2 Street Fighter songs and then a random TMNT song comes on out of nowhere and you're like what did you feel when you heard that?
We were looking around like,
Good or
hold up.
bad news.
Oh, it hit me.
So I was on my way back to the venue, and my friend Rob actually had it on. Uncle Bob, shout out to Uncle Bob, regular listener as well. He had it on,
Bob.
and he, Cap Jams came on, and we were like, "Oh, that's Jamie's song. That's this guy's song." And he had it on while we were in the Uber, while we were going in, while we were walking in. I didn't catch it until he said, "Oh, I didn't catch it until my friends that were in our own group chat messaged me and were like, "Yo, TMNT songs." I'm like, "Wait, really? They are? What do you mean?" And then I caught it. So I didn't. If I would have caught it, I would have been like, "Oh, that's cool. But where's Fire? Where's Fire? The song from the NES version." Anyway, but that's just me. But no, this is awesome. I love it. And that artwork, that promotional artwork is super sick. Fire.
I just thought it was weird because we were all sitting like on the couch and we like heard it come on. Like we're like listening to everything else. We're like, oh, this is pretty dope live. Okay, this is way better than we thought. For like the past few years, they've had like live performances they were kind of trash. So I'm like listening to it, and out of nowhere, I just hear the theme song of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, what is happening? And I look around and I'm like asking them. They're like, what are you talking about? That's not happening right now. I'm like, no, listen carefully. And they listen. They're like, oh, that is TMNT.
Shredder
I was like,
them to
why?
Like,
I was like, they're just playing songs that's not like a part of like their actual.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. They didn't make the song. I was like, you can't do that. And then they announced it after, and I was like, that makes sense. Okay.
So, I know the expensive part is the thing that's gotten people a little bit riled up. He says like $15, $15. I mean, with that, someone said it best. They were like, hey, you can go buy TMNT Shredder's Revenge with the free DLC and still have plenty to go to the theater and watch the new movie than picking up all 4 of these costumes. Yep. So it is what it is. Like I said, we're not here talking about the price. We're just talking about the collab.
The real question is that also going to Capcom $2 million money?
Yeah,
that's really what we need.
Yeah, it's just like, hold up, you guys definitely they made their money. Resident Evil 4 made sure they made their money. No one.
Yeah. But
like I said, that check will not bounce.
It won't bounce, but could it be more? That's the real question for next year,
bro. It's $1 million fucking dollars. It's all right. It's all right.
No, I'm saying for the next Capcom Tour. They're probably setting up for the next.
You know what? We're gonna have to wait and see it, because if we go any less than $1 million by next World Tour, we'll know something's up.
Oh yeah,
we'll know something's up.
Hey, anybody in the mood for coffee?
Coffee? I was like, nah, man, thank you, I'm good. Oh, I see what you did there.
I already knew what he
meant.
meant.
All right, so
there's a little bird of mine called a raven really wants coffee.
All right, so yeah, let's talk Tekken, man. Tekken. All right, so
dopest character ever added. I'm just being
Raven,
honest.
I agree, Raven.
No, trash. Get him off the screen, bro.
Hold up. We gotta cover Raven before we get to Azucena.
All right,
let's talk Raven.
You guys got it. Like, you got 10 seconds.
So off the rip, I thought Raven was dead. I thought the Master Raven from 7 was just like, I mean, I knew it was a title, but I thought that Raven was dead, honestly. But no, it turns out no, Raven is back. Cisco's back, baby. I love it. His stage is fucking phenomenal. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, Yoshimitsu? Like, what am I about to see right now?
I thought so too.
I got so confused. I was like, yo, what is this stage? But
that's
no,
what we thought, yeah.
But we got Raven. He's back, and his ninjutsu is in incredible form right now. And yeah, he looks good. It's just a lot, bro. Like, it was just a lot to take in to just watching his gameplay. I was like, I recognize some, but like some of these moves, I'm like, yo, you really have been training, bro. Whatever hyperbolic time chamber or dimension you've been chilling at. By the way, the transition is also on his level. So good. Has definitely shown up, because he's coming out with some insane combos, some insane moves. So I'm kind of color me curious is all I gotta say.
Of course we got Master Raven, but the last time we saw him was Cross Tekken, was it not?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Don't you ever call him Master Raven, because he's just Raven.
Yeah, I know. That's Master Raven is from 7.
Game.
Yeah, Master Raven was the female Raven last game.
I was gonna say. I thought you were talking about the Raven.
No, that's why I was like, I have to dig in to see the lore as to like the titles, because I know it's a title thing. It's either a title or it's a clan. I'm trying to remember one or the other. But yeah, that's because when Master Raven was showing off, I was like, who the fuck is this? What is going on here? And yeah. But he looks amazing. His rage art looks fucking sick. Is as weeb-like as it gets, which is awesome. But I can't like not just keep talking about the stage too. Like, don't get me wrong, Raven's awesome, but bro, his stages are so sick.
Who is that in the background? That's the real question.
I don't even know if it's a different stage. I'm assuming there's like another floor you can go down. Maybe this is like the bottom of it. But
3 different levels.
Yeah, 3 different levels.
Like an infinite stage too.
Yeah, and I don't know who you talking about in the background, dog.
Yeah, if you see in the background somebody's walking.
Oh yeah, somebody is walking in the background. Who the fuck?
I think somebody's gonna have to figure that out. I mean,
yeah.
Somebody will. You know, they'll do they're like investigators, man. When they do it, they like zoom in. They're like,
enhance,
like, enhance, yeah, right. Stuff that's not real. Enhance,
zoom in, enhance. But we're gonna now move on to the new character that got brought into it. That got a lot of people up in fucking arms right now on Twitter. But has also, I want to put it on record, has also been talked about months prior. There's a known leaker that said like about a character it's all about like her personality is just more coffee, and they're like, what are you talking about? Then this came out like, yo, they were not fucking joking. So the coffee queen is here. What how do you pronounce her name again?
Azucena.
Mm-hmm. I thought
Azucena.
this was Christy for a second. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, we got Christy back. Let's go.
I was like,
it does have some Christy buttons too.
I was like, yo, Laura? I went, oh shit, it's Laura from Street Fighter 5. I was like, what's she doing here?
That though, once we saw the dodge though,
crowd went nuts.
Yeah,
we were like, what?
My thing is, at first when I saw her and I saw coffee, I'm like, Colombiana.
Nope, Peruvian.
But apparently she's Peruvian. That is Machu Picchu and alpaca looking.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently she's based off of like, there's like, when you gotta fight it out, there's like some Peruvian mountainous people that.
Yeah, it's a holiday every year. Yep.
Yeah.
They fight each other?
They fight. They this is how you hash it out, is you fight each other. Yep. But her background is she's an MMA fighter, and she's got a family coffee farm. Plantation, that's what this stage is, and she's an MMA fighter, and she's just trying to literally spread her brand around the world, which is why like her rage art gets her that whole like, if it knocks you out, it becomes an ad for her coffee. Like that's the animation. That's like what triggers it. But she's an MMA fighter that joins the Iron Fist tournament with the sole intention of just promoting her coffee, and her little stance thing is like, she just like, it's like her think like Ultra Instinct is like what this is, and that's like kind of like the background to it. And so she's able to detect automatically, apparently, like what the opponent presses. I think she can counter highs and lows, but not mids, if I read that correctly, which I'm like, excuse me. Yes.
So let's be real. So one, she's hyped up on all this coffee. That's what's going through her head for sure. So I definitely think she's dodging everything. She's just hyped up on coffee.
Yeah, she's like Fry from Futurama once you get to that 1,000 cup of coffee.
Exactly. I do feel though she has vibes of Miguel and Josie put together. When it comes to like her style and movement.
I can see that.
I'm not saying like the fighting itself, but like the way she moves and acts, very Josie like. The way Miguel will kind of be more, laid back. She has that vibe a little bit. But I love this character. I think is going to get so many people into Tekken. This is like
I'm a player
looking for as a new character, because we haven't had a really good new character for a while.
Yes,
what's that about? We have, but then they kept getting nerfed.
No, as in, have we gotten a new character in Tekken 8?
Lydia was the last newest character.
No, Tekken 8.
Oh, Tekken 8. Oh, no, we haven't, no.
This is the first new character of supposedly 3. Sorry for spoilers, but supposedly 3. And you can actually find the roster online. It's already been leaked. That's kind of like no news. But there's been 3 specific ones, including her was one of them, as to what was described. This was back in April. That are original. So she is the first.
They got a lot. There's supposedly the cast is already out, but we'll let you guys find that them yourselves. But I mean, I saw this character and I was like, damn, thought MK was good. I might have to play Tekken.
Now it's
Yeah.
like tea or coffee, baby. That's what we gotta like. I'm just. What's the first thing I messaged you, bro? Static. I was like, yo, Cafe Bustelo, like sponsorship coming. Let's go. I'm
cups,
for
let's
it.
go.
Little cake cups and everything. Yo, everyone's about to get hopped up on some coffee in the Tekken scene.
I really love the design. It's really dope. I just wish that I never knew Peru was known for the coffee. I knew they were known for like coca tea, especially with the altitude sickness stuff. But it's still like fits the personality, like the South American, coffee thing. However, I find that hilarious in her finisher. She shows up next to you like, boom, hi. And it's like,
Oh.
where'd you pop up from? Like
Like
bam.
very on some
Like, yeah, just-
on some Luffy like
before that,
5
yeah.
gear shit. Like, hello,
Yeah,
Looney
right.
Tunes. I'm right here. By the way, bop. Yeah, I'm here for your ass
It's
whoopings.
like, yeah, it's like when you're in high school and you're in the breakfast lunchroom. I know that doesn't make any sense. You're in the cafeteria for breakfast and somebody just bursts in. It's like,
Bust
how'd you
in.
get this energy? Go home. Go back
Yeah.
to homeroom or something.
Yeah,
that was
go
me,
to study
by the
hall,
way.
dog. I bet
That was actually that was me. I kicked the door down. They were like, "Go to sleep." I'm like, "No." Leave me alone.
I do like that they gave her.
What happened,
they
dog?
gave us some lore already with her
Yeah.
and like Lily, where it's like the Queen's tea versus like Peru's coffee. Like, which one is better?
Bro, why is Lily always gotta have beef? Like Lily's gotta have
Everyone.
beef with every broad. Like just like nah, son. We're not about that. We're about to show you what the magistry of tea is like. I'm like, yo, Lily, go fight Nina. I want to see you beef with Nina. Let's see how long that lasts. Woo! Oh my god,
I
her
think that's
her
the
swerving,
movement
bro.
is so sick.
Her movement is ridiculous. Like it is just so fun to watch. And imagine, I just can't wait to see. I'm gonna hate mirror matches are gonna be so weird with this
Oh.
character, but like
It's gonna be fun to watch.
when we get to watch matches where someone is grooving, like it's gonna be so fire. The Twitter clips are gonna be insane. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't lie. I want Nee to pick this character up, and I want to see what he does with her. But I know there's gonna be some specialist out there that's like down from the Pacific Ocean, and just waiting. He's gonna crawl up, or
From
she's
those-
gonna crawl up
from those
just
coffee
out of the
mountains.
Pacific Ocean, just like I've arisen. I've been waiting all this time.
Yeah, but she looks hella fun. Like I said, just to start, her stage also looks pretty dope, especially by the time you get to the bottom of it, which I'm very interested in seeing as to what all this is. Yeah, like is this a source of
Gold.
your power or this, that, and the other? Like I'm very curious. So the
That's all
design-
her money she made.
yeah. So from all the coffee.
Yeah.
The coffee mines.
Yeah. So so she looks good. She looks fun. I think her playstyle is going to be interesting. I can't wait to check her out myself. I'm definitely pretty high up there in terms of the characters that I'm looking to get into in Tekken 8. Makes sense because I also drink a lot of coffee. So it's just a way of life for some of us out there in the Caribbean too. So it just speaks to me. It just speaks. Have anyone else here had coffee in their cornflakes when they were a kid? Am I the only one? Thank you,
Yeah,
Abuela.
that's
I
right.
appreciate you.
I drink
Thank you
tea.
for giving
so
me that.
Bread.
We're gonna have some fights.
I
I
also
guess I'm
had
gonna have
bread.
to play Lily.
Plenty of bread. All right, so that I don't want to say that does it for like the major updates, but those were some of the killer updates that I went through. We do have plenty of others as well. Let's start with probably like the one that kind of came out of left field a little bit. It was kind of weird. It was like kind of there, but we weren't sure, and that is KI. KI coming back 2023. I had to look back. I was like, Keats on the screen. Hold up. Let me check
Yeah.
what date this is.
No,
Let me look at the calendar.
The crowd was cheering when Max came on the screen, and I said to myself, I'm pretty sure Max left his chat,
He did.
like left his room, and then I checked. I'm like, oh, hey,
Showed
okay,
up.
He's gone. No, he's gone, and I'm watching him on stage, and then for me to see Keats, I'm like, okay, there is some announcement going, and we come to find out that it is a free update. Am I correct?
Yep. KI
update
gets an
today.
update. Let me
And
see.
what else? What'd you find?
Hold on, I'm trying to get the right video out. KI gets their update. It's kind of been in the works for a while. Iron Galaxy should be handling it still, so it's not like some other studio. Trying to get all the rest of the deets. I don't think they made an announcement in terms of the date or anything. It was just like, this is the announcement of. This is just the big announcement. Oh, there we go. Yeah, big update this fall is when it's going to be happening. So Iron Galaxy will be taking care of it. It'll be the free 10th anniversary update later this year, including balance updates, improved matchmaking, and 4K supports for things like the Xbox Series X and S. And there will be more info coming out. That's all coming straight from the Killer Instinct Twitter page itself, X page, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But yeah, man, like who would have guessed in 2023 this would be happening? It just goes to show, man, if Marvel isn't one example, KI is just another example of a community that's still showing passion and love for the game, and it just eventually it's building up, and it's shown that there's been enough interest that it could help just at least get another lay of the land, right? Like everyone's like, Rash nerfs, yes, because they kind of left him as he was like one of the last pieces of DLC, and he was like, they ain't no fixing that after this. They just let it rock.
Yeah.
So, we get a second lease on life for a lot of people. So it's going to be good. And we even covered, right, KI was still going strong, but like ranked was having problems and matchmaking was having issues. We covered that a good ways back. And, they were listening, man. They kept their ear to the ground. So, nothing but round of applause for the community itself for continuing to play and continuing to voice their passion and their wants for the game getting an update, and of course the Iron Galaxy to be able to procure whatever it is they need to do in order to come back with a new update. So
I definitely think they were watching a lot over COVID, because during COVID a lot of tournaments spiked online. And this was one of the games that had like 20, 30 plus players from time to time. And they were doing showcases and all kinds of things. So I got to commentate some of them. And I'm like, KI is still really doing their thing. It's just smaller. It's not as big. But, they're staying alive online. People still play ranked and everything.
Yep. Still prevalent. Like I said, Marvel ain't the only one. Yeah, so KI coming back. Who would have freaking guessed? Let me see. We've got Under Night. Under Night's another one.
Yep.
Bro, it was just back to back to back. Like, what could possibly be going on next? That totally was not it. Thank you. What could be coming up next? And it is now Under Night in Birth, System Celes.
Cecilius. We just call it Uni 2. That's
Uni 2, right? It's like woke up this morning and Uni 2
anything else. Just
Uni 2 is a thing. Oh my god. Yeah, that made the announcement. Awesome. Uni's got a special place in my heart where I played it casually, and it was so much fun. And that if I didn't have all these other games that were taking up my time, I'd probably be playing it. Phone on main here. Yeah, what up? She's fun. But the game it makes sense. It just is a good fucking game. If you haven't picked it up, you should go ahead and play it and get a feel for it. The community is awesome. No one any Uni player will want to play someone else. They could just keep playing more people. They will do it. That's what I just know for a fact. And unless they play Seth, if they play Seth, they just go away. Don't touch. Don't even go near them.
Can I just say the number one big thing? Well, the two big things. One, all characters are getting new moves. So,
yes.
Everyone's getting new moves. System mechanic changes. I'm not going to go into the details because there's so much from, I'll just say Vorpal Strike just being gone. That's gone. So there's things that people disliked and they listened. Those are gone. But a lot of people are not happy that some characters are just getting moves that they feel don't need it.
Welcome to the strive, bitch. May did not have to jump off the dolphin, but guess what? We're all suffering. We're all suffering together.
No one's suffering because of one thing. Only Batista players are suffering because they have officially announced that she now gets counter hit no matter what. That was a part of her system mechanics. Now it's not. She is getting counter hit.
Yeah.
Take normal damage like everybody else now.
I think, what is it? The other one, Byakuya, right? His webs can now get destroyed. Which that was the thing. Spider Boy, for those that don't know. Sorry, Giuliano.
Unless he was in the corner.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I know you moved on to Seth, but I know that was your boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Uni 2.
I remember when Seth and Carmine were bad.
Yeah. So Uni 2, it's coming out in full force. Did we get a date though? I don't think we got a date.
Don't recall there being a date.
Okay, early 2024. That's what we got. So, soon TM It is
March
what it
the
is.
latest.
Yeah, right. Hopefully. Soon TM for Uni 2. I'm assuming also it's going to come with improved matchmaking, improved net play, stuff like that. Like, kind of like the things that are now becoming the more of the norm, right? That you should be coming out with. Let's see. KOF. KOF slash SNK. KOF slash SNK, right? We're definitely not, gonna leave them alone either. SNK came out. It was post grand finals is when we got the announcements for them, and we've got 2 announcements. So hence why I'm saying SNK and KOF. So in terms of KOF 15, we've got the dual lawn trailer or announcement, excuse me, that got shown off post grand finals. Dual long. Nothing new. We know this character was in 13. I don't think was in 14.
Nope.
I don't believe it was in 14. Yeah.
13.
So 13. So yeah, coming autumn. So the closest you get to your Dhalsim stretches, is gonna annoy you from full screen practically. And yeah, coming in autumn alongside specific character refinements. The reason they're stating that this is not an all-encompassing battle update. This is just they're probably the problem childs or maybe things that they've deemed might have an issue. They're going to be fixing up there. So we still have Najd that just dropped today, by the way. Najd dropped today, date of this recording, August 8th. She is out. So we already got some fresh content here right post Evo, but we do have some more coming in autumn with Dual On. So if you've missed playing against that character, not gonna have to wait long to get slapped up from 3/4 of the screen. That's it for KOF, but we had some SNK stuff though. We had some SNK specific information. So what we hear from them as I pull up the trailer?
SNK. Oh, it's the Mark of the Wolves Fatal Fury game. So is it Mark of the City?
No, they're still calling it City of the Wolves. I think is what it's called.
That's the one. Mark of the City Wolves. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's just Garo 2.
Yeah, basically. So we did get the official trailer teaser that showed off a couple of characters. Got to see, kind of the location, right? We got Geese Tower, we had the National Park and such in there. That's like the map opened up, kind of to show you all the different spots. We got some rock, we got some Terry, a very different looking Terry, more, kind of Mark of the Wolves looking Terry, right? Like with the long hair, that alternate look and the jacket. Yep.
Wild Terry. They call him.
Wow, Terry. There we go. Yeah. And a couple of interesting things. We only got to get a little bit of a showcase from them for I think it's like 30 seconds or something. Or excuse me, it's for like a minute, but it was like that map thing took up a good amount in the beginning. So yeah, so City of the Wolves. We finally got an actual name to it. We got a little bit of look, but some interesting things came out from that that you can already state or have kind of already been talked about. Is if you look at it, they're definitely using KOF 15 assets. Like this is definitely KOF 15 assets for Terry and for Rock. But the way it's being rendered is what's getting people's attention. It's like the little the contrast, the much more darker blacks, and just the way the shadows are, and also like the dot hashing that they got going on gives it a very unique look. Very different from KOF 15. So I guess that's going to be their way of differentiating the two, I guess, as to how they're refining the lighting. But it looks sick.
This style has a little bit of JoJo cell shading added to it, with a mixture of Guilty Gear's cell shading.
I can see that
shading, where they're trying to get that 3D, the 2D into the 3D format. But I don't know. I think plus it looks darker.
It's the dark, like you said with the JoJo's thing. Like JoJo also does the same effect where the blacks, the shadows, they're just dark, and they'll use the hashing to kind of give you midtones in certain areas, right? They're kind of doing the same here. If you look at Terry's beautifully sculpted abs that are just way too tight on that shirt. The darks are there, but anything that is a midtone, you can see there's cross hashing. You're seeing lines in different, diagonals or horizontals, and that's giving you the idea of depth, right? So it's a really cool look. I actually am liking it. I like the aesthetics behind it. I'm just interested in seeing how everything's going to end up playing.
Is it me, or does Terry actually look not like Terry a little bit? He looks almost like it could have been his brother or his son or something like that, and he just has this cleaner, sharper look. I don't know what it is. It's just different.
I know.
It's not because he doesn't have the hat, but even in
but the hat is a big giveaway though.
One.
Yeah, that is true.
even in Mark of the Wolves, he looks like still kind of older, like older Terry.
Yeah.
But this one, he just doesn't look super buff. He looks a little bit more fit.
Bro, did you just not see the abs? What you mean he ain't super buff?
I didn't
That's ridiculous.
I said he's not super buff. I said he's fit. All right, big difference. See, Rock ain't fit.
Keep
right?
the faith,
he's just
baby.
Skinny.
Keep the
He's
faith.
just skinny.
But yeah, so we finally got a little bit of a look to it. Hoping to hear some more relatively soon. I think what was the announcement on that? Legends Never Die. They get better, furiously in development. So yeah, nothing. Of course, soon TBD once again there. But it's cool. This is kind of moving on to SNK's whole idea. They said they SNK, not only just SNK, but also even Arxis. They want to take their IPs and start developing more around the game that don't just have to be fighting games, right? But this is just at least a step in the direction for that. I mean, bringing back Mark of the Wolves / Garu 2 it's a win. It's a win, in my opinion. Let me see and then kind of to round things off, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Whoa, no. You skipped the most important.
No, there was nothing there anyway.
KOF 13, my guy.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was waiting
Sorry.
this whole time.
KOF 13, the updated version, right? The net play updated version, or rather the rollback version that's coming out.
Yes.
Let's see.
And the only reason why I bring this up is because we didn't expect this. But remember, EVO said they were always going to have a game that's a retro game every year.
Oh,
Think about it. KI came back. KOF is back. 13. Kind of seems retro-y to me, like they're about to fight for that spot. So
it would have. Listen, hold on. Hear me out.
Give it to KOF 13.
It'll have 10 entrants, and it'd be the best top 6.
I'd be okay with that. And they should get like $1 million. Why not? So everybody can be mad for not signing up. Okay, like $5,000. Okay, let's be real.
And I'm not coming at the game. I'm sure there will be a lot of entrants because the game is hella fun. Even relearning the game, you're like, oh my god, I didn't think you look at the combos and you're like, I can't do those. But then you realize there's shortcuts and you're like, I can do this.
The game still looks phenomenal today. Today still looks fire. Like you just can't compete. There was also that.
I think they said it's the most detailed 2D fighter to ever be made so far. I don't know if that's true, but
I can see it's pretty good.
From the sprites to they were hand-drawn sprites, and there's over, I think they said over 500 to something per sprite per character. A lot. That's all I'll say. A lot. But
no, Dragon Ball looks really good.
Beautiful game.
Skullgirls looks great.
Skullgirls looks great, but it's not KOF 13. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I love Skullgirls. You know I do. I'm a bandwagoner for Skullgirls, but KOF 13, bro.
All right. So
have you seen the backgrounds?
Yeah, I have. The backgrounds in KOF games are some of the best. Like that there's no arguing that point. Yep. But yeah, let's get into Dragon Ball. This is super long. This is gonna take a while. I'm sorry. Rollback's been pushed back till whenever. Next. I've got nothing to say. I have nothing to say. That I don't want to put people down, but bro, the time is slipping. The
time was last year.
The time was definitely last year. It's been a year since you announced you were going to do rollback at this event. So
hey,
that's
you got the World Tour, though?
That's all, and they got the World Tour. That's all I gotta say. All right,
we know the World Tour date.
All love to my Dragon Ball heads, but we're moving past this. This is
it's online World Tour. Might add.
Is it? Online. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Some of it's going to be online. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Some makes sense. All right. But excuse me. There was also other announcements. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus had a trailer, right? We had the Nier gameplay trailer. We're actually going to break that down a little bit more on the next episode, only because we're kind of a little strapped for time here. But there was also another, the free version of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus that was announced, where you actually can play the game to so many different modes. I don't know. I don't have the list right in front of me, but we're gonna break down all of Grand Blue's additions that are gonna coming up on the next week's show. But it's looking, like I said, I've been keeping an eye on Grand Blue. I've kind of made it pretty clear. I think this is going to be one hell of a comeback story in terms of any game that has been able to kind of recover and kind of set itself up for some success. And I think Grand Blue is just going to be like the pinnacle definition of that. So with that, we're going to be moving on to our World Warrior segment. And now you wouldn't believe, but it's about Evo. Shocker, right? I know. Static G managed to book a ticket, make his way over to Evo, help some family with selling some stuff, and somehow sneak his way into the arena. That's so if you're looking for the people that did that, Hado, he's number one right there. I will give up his address for a reward, tickets for next year. Anyway, so Static Evo 2023, highest ever attended Evo, so much that now fucking Cannon Brothers had the key to the city. There's Evo Day in August. I think August 6th is Evo Day. All kinds of nonsense went on throughout that whole weekend. Give us your experience, including that long ass line that you had to go through. How was it? Because you've been to previous Evos where there was definitely less people. More people is great, but how has that affected you, and how did that turn out for your weekend?
I was there for the Evo in 2015. Nope, 16. Well, 14 all the way through now. But I was there for 2016, where it was 5,000 people for Street Fighter. There were a lot of people. However, there was also a lot of just meandering. There was also a Smash event, Pokken event, whatever event. I don't know if you remember, Meza, like that Artist Alley, it just felt like a whole mess of people. And a lot of people just weren't there, or they were just crowding the hallway. So from that point, it's like, so there, for some reason, other Evos didn't have so much issues with their lines. I mean, you have lines of getting into certain places, but this was another problem. Now, I see people already have their badges. This line you're showing on the screen right now was just to get in on Friday morning. Because this line is moving. They're letting some people go in. That's Friday morning's line to get into the tournament, to get into Evo. But mind you, stop right there.
Oh.
I got in line right here. Like at this point where
this is where the arena is, isn't it?
Yeah. I got in line a little bit like
the random Eno right there.
I know. I got in line at the window. When I got in line at the window, they started lining people up into the arena and then all the way back. But that's not it. That's not all. As we got up to the aquarium that's right at the food court, you had to go in line all the way behind the aquarium, all the way out and U-shape out of there. This video doesn't show all that. So there was still right there to your left, past the Starbucks. Yes, placement, yes. All of that, you had to go back there and come U-turn around all the way back. See, I don't know what jump cut he made there.
Why? But why was there such a line though? Like, it's just to get in. If people already have badges, like you're just walking in. Why is it that crazy? Was it security?
Because there were some people still getting badges and some people not. Now, granted, this is Friday. Remember, there was badge pickup on Thursday. Badge pickup on Thursday was my biggest issue. Here's what. Let me see. So badge pickup on Thursday was, so you had to get in line, which was fine. You know, people were getting in line. Some things are moving, whatever, blah blah blah. The major issue was that as I'm getting inching closer, they're not funneling people into where they're supposed to go. They're asking people, if you signed up with your gamer tag, stay in this line. No, if you got a customized tag, go to that line. If you got a customized tag with your name on it, go to that line. And that line was spread out between A through something, A through another one letter, L through something else, something to something, and even like exclamation marks, or if you started with like any like special numbers,
symbols or whatever. Yeah.
Mine was in S through Z. So the S through Z line was the longest line in the world, because you have to go through Shins, you have to go through Does, you have to go through Shin Megami, my name is Sensei. I don't know. You had to go through all those names, even W names. So you had to go through Z names. There was only, I think, one person with a laptop prior to that. Then there were two people by the time I got there, after like an hour and a half of waiting. I was like, you know what? Let's all go eat. We'll get there at 10:30. It opens at 10. Whatever, we'll be fine. I got out of there at 12, like 12 noon. It was impossible, and people didn't know what line to go in because they were all the lines were like sideways, like diagonal. But I digress. that took an extra long time to get done. I did tweet out to them like, hey, this is bad. Like, people are getting their tags like custom. What's the point of getting a customized badge if it's going to take long to get one?
Not only am I paying extra, but I'm also, my time is going to get taken away, huh?
Right. And then other general admission people just went right through. So that was the weirdest start. So that's, I mean, it just makes no sense that it wasn't funneled correctly with people that knew that they were talking about. And then so that other morning, yeah, that line was extra long to get in on Friday morning. But again, if you had a Friday morning pool, they were allowing people to go in if they had a 10 a.m. pool.
Yeah,
like
shout outs to that one. And also to even Jabali. I heard Jabali was like tweeting, like, anyone that sees me, if you got a 10 a.m. pool, like, I will grab you and you go up front. Like, so I'm happy that they, you know, there's no way that's an afterthought for them. Like, you know, it's about the players, it's about the competitors, as much as it is an experience.
This was security that I saw do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, I got 10 a.m. No, I'm kidding. But I was actually at the front of the line when they let somebody in do that. But then there was other security that was like, what? Are you letting people in? Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the, you saw how it was diagonal in that video?
You could be in there.
Yeah, so, and it wasn't until the very end of the night that I saw that people were in line. I saw a couple people. I was like, did you get a customized badge? Stay this way. If you did not, stay that way. But yeah, it was just nonstop. But then you don't know until you get into the vicinity of the area, you know, where you have to go. And then there's one lady putting people somewhere, and people are thinking, oh, am I M through N? Should I go here? Am I here? Am I this? Am I that? And I'm like, this is atrocious, because there's been other Evos where they have a huge room, and it's like billions. I don't know, that's an exaggeration, like maybe minus 999,999. But you know, there's a whole lot of other like desks. Meza, you were there the one year, and where
we got our stuff fast.
Yeah, because
we got our stuff fast and we were out.
Yeah, a whole room dedicated to all of that. Now, were there customized badges at the time? Probably, but like, I got a customized badge. Like, oh, I remember last year I didn't have to stay in line because I was late because of flights. But yeah, like I don't remember things being so bad.
Maybe it's time they really get when they have these people who are directing people and whatnot, they have megaphones, or you know, they also have walkie-talkies to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really big if they're gonna, you know, send however many people, right?
Yeah, but to be honest, like, the line is really always moving on the Friday nights and Saturday mornings or whatever, because there is someone that's there designating people. All right, go in. Okay, go in. The metal detectors are literally one of those camera ones where they allow you to just pass through, or we check your bag and then you're in. Like, it always flowed. And this year, I don't know why, they were allowing a lot more food in. There was a lot more leniency. You were allowed to come in with outside food and drink.
Hope so, because bro, like, I was worried about that for all y'all that were going, because man, food was already a battle, a battle to begin with. But like, you had this many people, like,
I mean, plus COVID's kind of passed, right? So
you say that you say that.
Hey, I'm saying in a sense of like, it's not on high alert like it was the year.
You say that
when we went.
Give the rest of this week, man. Because if the Twitter might just be Twitter or X is gonna fucking blow up and be like, who here doesn't have COVID? Because it's already starting, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
no, the Marvel suite has already gotten apparently like 5.
Damn.
So yeah, I regret going there, but let's see what happens to me tomorrow.
It'd be like that.
Yep. I did not hug anyone, I swear.
So, okay, post badge pickup, all that stuff. All right, let's get through there. What about like the day, first day in? How
first day in,
you know
first
what
game? I had
you were just playing off the rip.
Instantly had to play Guilty Gear. My first match I had to buy because, you know, I had seeded well and all of that. I had to play on stream first. If you saw me,
yes, I saw. Literally, true fact story. It's Friday. It's Friday, and I'm taking my dog. I'm taking my dogs to a dog park with the other half, and we're chilling. And then I get a phone call, and it's this fool right down here below. And the first things he says, like, "Yo, coach, I'm about to go on stream. I gotta play an Angie player. What should I pick?" And I'm like, and then we have our little conversation. I'm like, bro, you know, like, Angie can't wake up. you like to do the command grab super, like it's free, like no problem. You just gotta play a little solid, but you got this. And then sure enough, my man, you delivered. I was in the middle of a dog park yelling like, let's fucking go, like especially by the end when you took the burst and perfected them. I was like, there you go, that's how you win. Yo, go watch. If you didn't watch his match, go watch his match, because even Giuna was like, yo, the genius, like he called you out as a genius because you did optimal punish and everything. He was just like, what is going on here? Because not to say you were doing bad, but he was just like, you just popped off, and he was like, what?
There was a big download. A lot of my matches were downloads in Guilty Gear.
Oh, word.
All right, Gabe, no more playing Street Fighter, bro. You got the seal of approval from Giuna. You need to start playing Guilty Gear.
Gabe, here's a secret. Gabe doesn't give a fuck about Strive. It's not his Guilty Gear.
I mean, it is. Eno's in it.
It's not. No, it's not his Guilty. It's not his Eno. He is so far removed from it.
At least you got the character, all right?
But all right, so you got to play on stream. And by the way, anyone else listening, go check out his matches. They were actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I got to winners finals and losers finals of both pools. I lost to a Sin player who always DP'd, and I never air dashed Faultless Deed, so that was my fault. Then I lost to a Nago player. I press buttons from Tallahassee area, like from Panhandle.
I know I press buttons. Yeah.
Big Fro, but big Nago player. He's really cool. Man, they all got Chipotle cards. That's pretty cool.
Damn. You didn't get to do the Chipotle tweet. Shame on you.
No.
How is people gonna know you got a burrito bowl?
I did not. I paid for my burrito bowls. Anyway, after that was like I was playing back to back, and I was going back to my brother's table. However, after I was done Guilty Gear, I noticed how many setups there were. Like last year, the command center and the artist alley. Well, the command center was a lot closer to the major areas, but the command center this year was where the artist alley was last year. And they brought the community. Wow. They brought the community
tournaments, the
community game stream. They brought that to the wall that was where some of the major tournaments were happening. So, and the Grand Blue Fantasy was also in the main game area. So any main game / demo game / arcade stuff was all in one huge rectangular area. Which was much better because the community games before were on the BYOC side and nobody could watch those games anywhere. There were barely any seats over there for that as well. This time they made it with the actual games, so that was cool. My biggest issue
was more connected than lesson.
Oh yes, but my biggest issue was Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll must have played a caca ton of money because they were in like the major like Pulse area, and they had DJs blasting their music all the time. And it was distracting because as soon as I get into the main like artist alley to my brother's area, I thought they were in a bad area. That's what I almost complained about last week, but I noticed everybody went to the junk food arcades and to the artist alley immediately. There was traffic immediately in the artist alley. That is awesome. I cannot explain to you how great that is for those community people that are getting just trying to make a buck or two, and they had a lot of people going through there. It was awesome. Street Fighter, I played at 10. No, not 10. That was 10. 1 o'clock, and I lost. Beat a Zangief player. I pulled off like a pixel comeback with Rashid, and then I had to play Incross, who is a KOF player. He beat me with Kimberly, and then I lost to a JP player. At this point, I started noticing that they were telling me not to put the 2 USB ports in the back, just to use 1 USB port in the front and 1 USB port in the back. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then started. No, there were no issues at that time. However, then there was. I played Marvel. I had to wait for that. Well, I was like, hey, can I switch the Melty Blood over to there? So yes, as we were saying in the chat, there are a lot of PS5s that were still left on. Now, I don't know about Nova Night, but there were PS5s and PS4s that were just left on, without anybody until the actual match or until the referee can go there. It was very weird. I don't want to say there was negligence on any parts, but there could be a lot of times that things could have gotten done a little bit faster. But again, it's that much people, guys. There's that many people. It's so overcrowded. Like, I don't know where you go from here when it comes to like Tekken or any other games next year. Like, EVO's, I think, outgrown themselves. Like, I
you
think
think
they
they
have
need-
to
you think
make
they
it
need more
a fourth
space?
day. I think they need more space and another day.
That's
Here's
a
the
lot
thing,
of
if we-
freaking money, bro.
I think the another day is fine, but the problem is when you talk about more space, there's very few places we can go that have more space, right? We're kind of filling up one of the biggest places, but the next other place we could go is Chicago Convention Center, which that's the only other bigger space
They
in
going
the states,
nowhere.
still, right? So
My
unless something's
other-
built,
then what else you can do other than space is create another day. Like a Thursday would be great because competitors don't even get to see everything or do everything. Like if you're competing and you made it to like the finals day, you've been playing like all weekend long. You really don't get to test out Mortal Kombat or Project L or this, that, and the other. Like you may because you're a pro player and they're like, hey, come on, play Project L. Oh.
yeah, after hours
Like
though.
yeah, like all of that. But again, there's also like let's see. But yeah, exactly that's it, Bryce. Yes, there's other space that is also in Mandalay Bay. That's always the space Black Hat takes up during the same weekend.
Yeah, I was
Next
gonna
year,
say.
it's gonna be in July again.
Yeah,
I thought this year they were gonna use the other space, but obviously they're the same weekend.
Yeah, PSA to those that just now you know, but Black Hat has always been in tandem with Evo for like quite some time now since they've been in August, where it happens at the same time. And yeah, Black Hat is a literal hacker convention. Don't get me wrong, you'll find a lot of fake stuff, but nothing there is malicious because it's actually all organized. It's actually very corporate-y and learning. Yeah, so like don't sweat too much about it. It's not like someone's actually going to take your data and for malicious purposes or anything like that.
Controlled environment.
it's a pretty controlled environment. Yeah, it's a pretty controlled environment. But yeah, I was gonna say Black Hat, whatever they're pulling up, because they have like that whole other area and like the second floor, like the escalators and stuff on the side, like also puts them to another level that they're always like taking. So
maybe this is why this year for Evo it's pushed back a little bit further coming up for 2024. It's like I think on the 26th to 28th or something like that now, which is weird because all Evo is supposed to be August, the weekend of August 6th, 8th to 8th.
It used to be the middle of July, which I like.
True, but I mean maybe because it's getting bigger and to secure that spot to also maybe use that section where you guys were talking about, they may have to.
better use that key, open up some doors, bro. We need some space.
Sora,
city.
where are you?
Yo,
They get the key to the city and they're like,
got the
next
key.
year we weren't planning on Vegas.
yeah, how fucked up would that be? No, you know what? Yo, I gotta put it out there. The governor is so fucking real for that shit. When that brother said, "Yo, here's the key to the city. It'll keep you out of jail tonight," I was like, "Oh, he knows. Go wild. Be a recluse. You can be like, officer, I have the key to the city," and be like, "Oh, excuse me. Let me get you out of here."
I do say this is interesting because them giving them the key to the city, I wonder if, and this is like a little side tidbit, most people don't know F1 is moving to Las Vegas too, so we're going to be seeing
They were
a lot
repaving
more
all the
flow.
streets.
They're doing all the roads. The Tropicana's going down. They're putting up the world's smallest baseball field there. It's getting wild out there.
It's like not even for another 4 or 5 months. So I
Yeah.
think it's interesting though that we got a key, and I feel like we're part of like this big system now, where I wonder if it's going to still flow well.
Super Bowl, baby. They're getting a Super Bowl as
Super
well.
Bowl
And Allegiant
as
Stadium
well.
was right across the street from Mandalay Bay. There's literally a bridge that connects it to it. I don't know if it was underground or whatever it was, but everything is there. T-Mobile Arena, all of that is there. It is like, my brother was like, is this another little LA that's coming up? Probably. Like Vegas is actually, like for some reason, there was a Starbucks at every corner.
It's on the come up.
I'm not kidding. There's a Starbucks at every corner in the Mandalay Bay, in every hotel.
Yep.
Like if you see that clip that Dre showed, at the start of the line, there's a Starbucks there. And at the end of the line in the cafe, there was another Starbucks.
Yeah.
So like they're everywhere, man. Like it is coming up. And is it cheaper to go to Vegas? Yeah, sometimes, depending on the hotel you get. I saw Circus was at $7. Don't do it. But I saw Stratosphere was also $9. Don't do it.
$7 holla. I'm in there.
Don't do it.
I'm in there.
Don't do it. Maybe you can put your stuff at the bell desk, but I mean,
Good luck getting it back.
Right. But these are just things, by the way, that's not covering my whole weekend. My brother did have a bunch of, he sold a lot of stuff. Again, I got bodied on the first day, but again, lost to K-Brad and some other Hawkeye May Cry player. I almost recorded my footage back, but I don't want to see it again. I know what happened. I blacked out. I was like, man, am I really making it out? And then I forgot what point character I had, and I just like literally panic X factored and just.
So kind of to wrap this up, like, what are your thoughts on the stadium though? Because I know it was a debacle, right? You were, I think, trying to find a ticket even by that Saturday or something like that, right? You were like, I need to get a ticket, and even there was people that weren't going, and I was tagging you, be like, yo, this person's selling it, like how'd you get in?
He ended up selling it for $200. And
how'd you get in?
Yeah, I was like, no. How'd I get in? A friend of my brother's who came in last year. He was going to come in, but he ended up getting sick and stayed home. So he gave us his.
Wow, what a good look.
Oh, that's nice of him.
I know. He gave us his. Well, he didn't give it to us. We bought it off him, of course. And then
Right.
what is it? Somebody else had sold us theirs as well, so that my friend could get in. I was not there for this. We ended up leaving because during the Punk and who was it? Punk and the other Ken player.
Toki? No, not Toki. They never faced
No,
each
no,
other.
it was in
Big-
winners
Big-
because
Big
Punk
Bird. Big
was in winners finals.
Big
Yeah.
Bird.
During that match,
No.
we weren't tired, but man, we were both like nodding out. Like, we were
I don't
both
blame you. I
nodding
mean, it was a long day.
out. It really was. The arena finals, I was not able to get there early for the beginning of Marvel. Just the logistic issues and just personal. Me and my brother got in a little argument. No worries. See, I was actually sitting right there around that area. So yeah, it was a little bit of that. I didn't get to see Liberal Terminator play in person against Nico, against King Blue River, but that was cool. Like the arena, again, something that I really hope that they implement if they're going to use the arena again, unless they go to like MGM or I don't know what it is. They need to use the full arena, like open up the back. I don't know if they're using it for like any backstage stuff or just a production.
More than likely, it was for production and all.
But like,
I mean, they had
maybe
the music, right? So
that music was actually right there. Stop. Pause it.
It was on the second.
Yeah.
It was like on
another
floor. It wasn't like on like anywhere you sit.
I actually thought it was
Right there.
behind
That's it.
the.
That's the stage.
Yeah, top.
Oh,
When we see
okay.
the big Luke mural there, there's a little side.
Oh, okay,
side
so it was
area.
off there. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was the
exactly.
same stage, just behind it. Okay.
No,
That was next to basically opposite of where the commentators were.
Yep.
Was it hard to see?
Well, I wasn't. I mean, not
I
necessarily.
mean, just wherever
could-
you were, was
Actually,
it hard to see the matches though?
I'm still a fan
asked about it
to this
last
day.
time.
I'm
The
still a
center.
fan of the center. Exactly. I am still
Yes.
a big fan of the center stage. Like, I don't know if it's a logistic thing. I don't know if it's a just an overall problem as to when that's available. But when they had center stage Evo, where everyone's just looking one direction and not curling your fucking neck
Yes.
the entire time
Yes,
or
we're
having
not
to
doing the
turn.
Bret Hart.
Like, yeah, the center stage Evo is S tier.
Yes, and of course, and you have everybody that can fit in there, man. Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have had the. I mean, there'll still be people that didn't have tickets. We wouldn't have had the major debacle that you had before. Center
Yeah.
stage was ideal, especially because the turning sideways, like the screens above. When I got there for Marvel, the screens up top weren't even on, and not to mention they have the entire screen available. If you see that, it shows the the 3 squares of Evo. They had the entire screen available, and the matches were literally on like part of just the screen, part of the screen. Whereas the sides that had their names and then their characters on the bottom, and there was a small rectangle that had their characters on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't ideal. That's the screen that you see. You see that on a small square where they have all of that area. Yeah. The
like, they could've
Jumbotron
just
was
made it
working a
bigger.
little bit. The Jumbotron was working, I believe, at the like second round or second match. But the Jumbotron was actually showing us the stream, what the stream was seeing.
Was seeing, so gotcha.
Yeah.
It was just their feed. But all right, so with grand finals being a mirror match of sorts, like, I mean, it was something we recognized even while we were watching live. I was like, bro, this is like a lot of it's a lot of mirror matches that I'm seeing in grand finals that are just like 3-0. Some of them are 3-0, right? Street Fighter 6 was pretty competitive. It was like 3-1s, 3-2s the entire way. I think what was it? I think Marvel was also, it was getting kind of tight too. It was like, except for grand finals. Grand finals was a fucking 3-0 though. But
So,
like,
Beside, by the way, let me
It was a
also
reset.
extend a little bit of this. By the way, competitively, everything was godlike.
Yes.
In my opinion, a lot of people think that all these mirror matches, which was what we're about to talk about, take away from the competitive side. In the games that I like to watch, I'm sorry, I don't know. I thought it was competitive. But go on, you were saying.
I think overall they were competitive regardless. It's just it ended up being mirror matches, which was just fucking weird. But at the same time, it makes sense. Like, if it's these characters that are solid, these teams and compositions that work, like, that's the meta, that's the move then, right? Like, Grand Blue was also a U. Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I thought it was Siegfried.
No, I thought it was a Siegfried at the end. I would have sworn there was a switch at the end, but it might have started as a UL mirror. But I do remember UL winning that. Regardless, though, the mirror match, it was funny because it just goes to the show, like the strength of the meta and how people are adapting, and they'll just play like what works, right? Like what is the winning or the best possible way of winning. Doesn't mean it's always going to win, but there was still, shout outs to High Fight because he did state, that there was still a good variety of top 6 in terms of character variety, minus Marvel. Really, I think we had 2 different teams in Marvel, or 3 different
Marvel
teams. We had 2.
PBR, Coach Steve's team, Zero McCry, and Spartan Throne. And who's the 6th that I'm missing? 5th. Spartan Throne was Wolverine, Dorm, Iron Fist. ZMC, KBR's team. I think that's everything. Right?
Oh my god, I can't say his name. Mundunk. Mundunk. I kept saying it the wrong way.
It's still Nova Spencer Magneto.
Was it Nova Spencer Magneto? Yeah, that's like the slight difference. But it was just weird to just see that many grand finals and it being so many mirror matches in there. It was just
second top 6 was like super diverse. That's the crazy part.
Top 6 Tekken, like I said, top 6 was a good variety. It's just grand finals kept becoming mirrors.
Grand finals was boring.
Kunimitsu just took over the whole thing. I don't know. It was like Tekken is cool until you get first it was like Kunimitsu. Oh, okay, cool, and then it was just like
Kunimitsu versus Kunimitsu, and guess who's coming up next? Kunimitsu. Yeah,
bro. Dragon Ball had to end early because the only thing I really enjoyed was probably watching Xiaohai versus ET. That was actually really actually.
That was pretty good
for a mirror match. They only played. They played 2 characters in two different positions. That was the only thing because he played Kyo in one spot, and I was like, yeah, I see you. But
yeah. So it was interesting. It was interesting, but it was still great to watch. It was still an amazing competition, regardless, the entire way.
Yeah, you can't nerf K9s. You just can't.
No,
they nerfed him last year. Nothing happened.
Nope, you can't. Yeah, unfortunately, he will be here forever. He's like Majin Buu, like Kid Buu. He will always be prevalent, no matter what. No matter how many nerfs, no matter how many years in, he will still be prevalent.
NRS, don't bring Fujin back, please.
Please do. I want to see Fujin.
Don't, bro.
Yes,
not like this.
Not like this, but just bring more Fujin. He was awesome. That's my elder god. Well, he's not even an elder god. He's just an elemental god. But anyway, regardless of that, we got our champs. Street Fighter 6 had an amazing run. With it being its first Street Fighter 6 tournament. Shoutouts to, of course, Big Bird for winning it. With Ken, it was. All the grand finals were just like they kept me at the edge. It was still as much a viewing experience for myself at home, as I'm sure it was for you on stage when you were there in the arena and all. But I'm just looking forward to see like where it could possibly go. Right? They made announcements. Right? We already have our dates for next year for the next Evo. Yeah. We have our dates for Evo Japan. Right? Happening in April. Next Evo is happening in July, and supposedly another Evo is in the works somewhere else. Chances are probably EU is probably a strong guess that's where they're going to end up at, which lucky for me, but we'll just have to wait and see as to finding out like when that'll happen. Chances are I want to say maybe Evo Japan, they might announce it. Who knows?
I mean, Evo in EU wouldn't be bad. It's not that expensive to get there either. So it's balanced for everybody. It's a middle ground for everybody.
EU, I feel, is one of those regions that it would make sense, right? Because you can get, it's like EMEA. you can get all that,
Yep.
get all that involved. You still can have, the African scene that's out there too, that they can make their travel there too, that have, we've already had Red Bull out there and do a Kumite out there. That was like really awesome, and just showcase awesome communities that are there. I think it'll be a good spot. I think that'll be a great place for them to do it at. We'll just have to wait and see. Please let it be Amsterdam. I just want to be recluse. Just do it in Amsterdam. That'd be sick. We'll just go fucking nuts. But regardless, though, that's going to be EVO 2023 in a nutshell. There's still plenty more for us to talk about from EVO. We just couldn't squeeze it all here on this episode. We've actually already extended this episode longer than we were initially supposed to. We'll get yelled at for that, but we love you guys. It's all fine. I'll take the lumps for that. Regardless, though, we want to say thank you for hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. Thank you once again to everyone that went to EVO. Thank you to the Cannon Bros and everyone else that has been involved with EVO over so many decades to create such an amazing event, to see fighting games to where it's at. And also, once again, safe travels to everyone that is still traveling, trying to make it home, make it a home base and recover. Take care of yourselves. Go get tested. Make sure you're good to go, because the fighting game season is over, but it's kind of just starting all right back up real soon. We're getting patches, we're getting new characters by the end of the month, several games and all. So we're just jump back on it. For those that competed, didn't go far, you got another year to make it happen. But that's going to be it for us here. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. Of course, you guys can follow us at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms, whether it's on Twitter. Once again, we're going to have some YouTube videos coming up here from some segments we couldn't make here. That's going to be on the YouTube. So at Double Tap FGC, go make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We do get highlights of this episode and we put them up there. So if in case you want to check out some of the visuals, and also the full episode VOD will be there. So once again, go follow us there. Again, follow my awesome hosts. Of course, you got Meza at Meza FGC. Go find him on all social media platforms. He's streaming on Kick. He's doing his DFO online lobbies. He's doing some DNF duel as well. You're out there competing still. Go follow him. And then we've got Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms as well. Twitter, Twitch. I'm sure he's going right back to TNS grind. Gonna be playing every Friday as per usual. If he's not dead, bedridden, or tired, he'll be there and he'll be live and in full effect. And you can follow me at CrashTagVS. I'm also behind usually the Double Tap FGC Twitter, so you can tag us, tag me, tag any of our hosts if there's something you guys want to talk about. And if you want to join our awesome community, make sure to join us at mash.gg/Discord. Join our awesome community that say awesome things to us, which is really cool. You guys are also awesome for that. All love to everyone there. They're posting up constant tweets, articles, things that you maybe want to have us talk about, community questions, character select, all that. We haven't forgotten about that. Definitely still going through it, but you guys can get involved once again there, mash.gg/Discord. And you guys can help us, support us, free of charge. Let us know what you think about the show, whether it's Spotify, whether it's iTunes, Podbean. We're on all these awesome podcast platforms. Let us know. Give us a review. Give us a 1-star, 5-star. Like us, hate us, love us. Whatever it may be. Let us know about it. That way we can get that feedback. As much as the game developers want feedback, we also love feedback from you guys. It does help a whole lot out, so we appreciate everyone that has done it and everyone that will do it in the future. But that's going to be it for us, guys. Once again, appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Stay tuned after the show to hear about the other episodes, the other shows on the MTB network. We'll be live next week, once again, standard time, our usual Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard, for the live episode, but a new episode will be live every Tuesday. But until then, once again, refresh yourself. EVO's behind you. A new year of fighting games is upon us. Johnny's coming at the end of the month, and it's all over for us in Strive. So it is.
Just restart the grind.
Yeah, restart the grind.
Flip the switch.
Exactly. Until then, see y'all later. Peace.